Hello and welcome to the Cornucopia Cast. I'm your host, Aaron.
Wow.
Knight.
Yeah, we're gonna be all serious and shit.
Along with me, to my right,
What?
Phil.
Oh, yeah. Phyllis Matthias, Flip Switch, whatever floats your boat.
To my left,
Hey, it's me, JaCorn,
it's Jacob.
that guy, the thing that this is all named after.
Yeah, and he's
I'm kind of a selfish asshole.
Well, I mean, the channel's called Cornucopia Realm.
Yeah, because I'm kind of a selfish asshole.
That's alright. And then in the rotating chair, my good friend, Aaron.
Wow.
It's actually Dale. I'm kidding. It's Aaron.
Oh man, we got a Dale now.
Just steal his ability to introduce himself.
So you probably
He's in the
weren't...
rotating chair. He doesn't.
We should have put him in the literal rotating
I'm going to be
chair.
silent for
over
most
there.
of this podcast.
Oh my god.
So you
The rotating
you're
chair's
all
over
wondering
there.
why you guys are here right now. Not you guys, the
Oh,
people
shit.
listening.
Yeah, I'm
Which
sure
probably
they
won't
did.
show up until maybe episode 5 or 6 at least earliest. We are going to be ranking every single game from the NES
I
up
wouldn't
until...
say every single game. Just
Well,
a lot of games.
true.
Defining console games.
Yes,
No,
not even
not even.
You wish it was funny.
Not even that.
Nothing before the NES and
I
no
can't wait
mobile
till 8 Eyes
games.
comes up.
What game?
8 Eyes.
What's 8 Eyes?
It's on the NES.
Oh, I guess whatever.
You
that
say
fuck-
defining games, and you know nothing says NES like 8 Eyes.
Or we can rank balls.
What type of balls?
Is it Balls 3D?
Yeah.
That's the only kind of
No.
balls I play with.
3D balls. Oh no.
So,
That's balls with a Z.
Yeah, I know. I'm very aware.
so before I get into explain the premise of ranking every single game, let's introduce ourselves.
Did we just do that?
Yes. No, we're gonna. I like to ask you guys how you guys got into gaming.
Oh no.
So
Backstories.
I'll start. When I was young, I got real bad pneumonia. Had to go to the hospital. Was in the hospital for 18 days, and the nurse, to keep me sane, would bring in an N64, and I would play the N64, Mario Kart, every single day. There was only 2, maybe 3 days at the most where they brought in I think a Sega Genesis. I was like, what the fuck is this garbage system? Where's my Mario Kart? And then ever since then, as a kid, I'm just like, I just want to play Mario Kart.
I mean, that's...
Genesis does when Nintendo don't.
that's funny.
But
Drop out of the console race.
after I got out of hospital, my parents bought us an N64, and I would say I was a gamer, but I wasn't like hardcore gamer like my brother, who plays like almost every single game. But
That's an overstatement.
bought a PlayStation 2 with my own money, and because my friend Shane had SmackDown vs. Raw, and I loved that game. I was like, you know what, I gotta go out and buy a PS2 game. Didn't expect that, did you? Playing a sports game. And then when I turned 18, got a job and bought a PS3 and Xbox 360, and such is life. Let's go next.
So, what happened? My cousins had almost every console under the sun while I was growing up. I didn't own much. So I got to play like Duck Hunt when I was like 3. And I got to just watch my cousins play games. And then when I turned 7, I got a Game Boy and I got Pokemon Red. And I was like, you know what? This stuff's pretty cool, even though I suck at it 'cause I'm a dumb child. And it just sort of grew from there. I think I went from being kind of casual to really getting into it once I started finding Let's Plays on YouTube, because of course I grew up watching games, so Let's Plays were just really natural for me, and that started getting me into all sorts of other shit, and now I play a lot more than Pokemon, but I keep playing Pokemon because I can't let it go. So, that's what I got.
Did your parents ever buy you like knockoff systems?
No?
We got a knockoff Game Boy that came with like 8 games or 6 games, and
It was also a cassette player.
it was this giant brick
Okay.
that played these stick figure games, and I remember being blown away by those. But
Was it like a fucking like printed screen thing, or was it actually?
I think it was like an actual like.
Yeah, I think it was actual.
It actually had a display.
Yeah,
Like
it was a better
think
knockoff.
I
than
think
anything.
so. It wasn't like a Tiger Electronics.
Oh,
That's
okay,
what I was thinking
alright.
of. Tiger
Yeah.
Electronic.
But it was like a knockoff Game Boy with a cassette player in the back for some weird reason. I don't remember if the games were even like preloaded or if you had to like if they were on cartridges or something.
I think they were preloaded, and you just went through a list, and you're like, I want to play this today, and I was like, cool. But,
I think it had a Jackie Chan game.
yeah.
Jackie Chan game?
I think that's the only thing I remember from it aside from the cassette player.
Oh my god.
Anyway, my story is remarkably similar to Aaron's, aside from I was not the one in the hospital. I was the one at home who get to play the N64 because my parents bought it for us. And,
Yeah, you never thanked me for that.
I'm not going to thank you for almost dying.
Thanks for getting sick and dying. Now we got 64, but whatever.
Well, I was a wee tot. I was even more of a wee tot than you were.
True.
Anyway, and then one faithful year in 2002, that's when I learned about Ocarina of Time. That's what sent me on this downward spiral in my life.
Yeah, we had a babysitter that would bring that game over.
And that's what sent me on my downward spiral.
Now you play it once a year.
There's worse games, that's for sure.
Well, I'm just saying, just gaming as a whole is my downward spiral. Because there are so many things I could have done in my life if I didn't play video games all the time.
I forgot to mention, we got a GameCube during that time. 2003, the Easter of 2004.
It was Christmas time 3.
Was it Christmas?
Mm-hmm.
And then we got Luigi's Mansion
On Easter.
On Easter, that was.
Mm-hmm. What a weird Easter game. Anyway, and then that guy across from the table, you can't see me because there's a podcast, but I'm pointing at him right now. Got me into so many games.
Hey, I rubbed off on him because I just started touching all sorts of games. I got him into games that I don't even play.
Yeah.
Fucking Shovel Knight.
Yeah.
Didn't realize I didn't like that game.
It's pretty messed up. Like,
Yeah.
I put so many hours into games that he's recommended.
He got into Yakuza harder than I did.
Yeah. Yeah.
Probably the only thing we're in parity on is Souls games.
Yeah, those things you don't beat.
Shut up. What the fuck are you talking about? I've beaten all of them except for Sekiro, which
And Demon's Souls.
Oh god.
And you barely beat Bloodborne.
Wait, you beat Sekiro?
I did beat Bloodborne.
Yeah, I had to goat you into it though.
So I still did it, which was a freaking miracle considering I gave up the first time.
Okay, well, we've been kind of hogging the time. Let's let our man in the rotating chair speak.
Spin around.
Spin once.
I just remember when I was like 3, my dad he had a Nintendo 64 playing Ocarina of Time. It's the most popular game at the time. And then
Never heard of it.
Shut up.
Could you explain it to us? Like what?
I mean, no. Never heard of it. No, it's a shooter.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking it was a shmup, like one of those like Shrine Maiden shmups.
Oh, Toho games, dude.
But no, he just had tons of games. He had GoldenEye. I ended up getting Pokemon Stadium. That's how I got into Pokemon. And then the sequel, Majora's Mask, came out. I fell in love with that game. It's
Yeah, Pokemon Stadium sequel.
I'm talking about...
Let him speak!
I don't wanna.
And then I went over to my cousin's house. They had a Sega. First Sega game I ever played was Sonic CD.
Ooh, interesting.
And they had a Sega CD, which was shitstorm.
Isn't that the racing game? Racing Sonic?
No.
Why are we still making these kind of jokes?
No, I'm being serious. I'm asking.
He's not
Sonic
good.
CD is a side scroller. You're thinking of Sonic R.
Oh, Sonic R, yeah, I hate that game.
It's just because you can't feel the sunshine.
No, it's because everybody breaks down and starts singing and it annoys the fuck out of me.
And then, no, they all had Game Boys, too. That's how I got into Pokemon. Still a huge Pokemon fan. Just fell in love in there. Got an Xbox 360 when I was a teenager. Been an Xbox fanboy ever since.
Yeah, I can't break you of it.
I'm a PlayStation guy.
Yeah, I had a PS2, and then I always loved the PS2, but I just got Xbox 360, and I've had Xbox ever since.
The 360 was the winner of that generation.
It is.
I will not lie.
Well, yeah, the Xbox One had they made a lot of bad marketing choices.
Which was unfortunate because I know they
Always online, the Kinect mandatory, that was just stupid.
Do you have a Kinect?
Yes.
It comes with the console.
I didn't know which.
At least the original.
Yeah, it's the original one. The new ones don't. But
if they didn't have horrible marketing, it probably would have competed a lot better with the PS4.
True, but it seems like someone always trips over their own.
I think it's gonna be Sony this
Literally,
year.
Sony's flat out said, like, you don't have to be, like, they just, you know, flat out lashed out at Microsoft that, hey, you don't have to be online to play this. And, like, that just won
That
it
was
for
a glorious E3.
Yeah.
I remember standing up cheering. When
Yeah,
like,
that flat out won it for him.
when the two guys handed each other the game. This is how you share games.
Yep.
That was pretty solid.
So, I guess with that being said, let's explain the premise of ranking games.
It's dumb.
It's very dumb.
I mean,
but we're gonna do it anyway.
Let's not pretend that this is some high
This
intellectual
is the official. This is going to be better than IGN's ever ranking.
Oh my god.
IGN
Look, I
can't
brought
rank
my
games
monocle
anymore.
and top hat for nothing. Then if it's not gonna be like
Dude,
like
I
high
have a
brow.
top hat.
Did you guys know that Ruby and Sapphire has too much water?
Oh yeah.
no,
yes.
not Ruby and Sapphire.
Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire.
Those
Still,
ones
I got the reference though. I got the reference.
Still.
I love that because I turned that into both Archie and Maxie are competing to try and fix the IGN score. One of them's going in the opposite way, and the other one's like, we gotta get rid of the water, man. That gives you a better rating.
Yeah, and on top of that, off a couple years later, then they had Plagiarizer on their team, and that really just helps. You see those comments, but anyways,
I don't know. I'm still a big fan of the Xenoblade one. They had nothing bad to say aside from it was on the Wii.
Wow.
So like, what if it was on like the PS3?
we should,
instead?
you know, as a community, we should look at who reviews it and see if they're still like, is that, you know, IGN.
They're gonna say that about Legend of Zelda next. Why is this not on Xbox, or PlayStation?
Why
Or...
is there so much water?
Yeah, Wind Waker. All right, but okay, so everybody gets 10 points. 5 points is the max you put on any game, so it'd be a total of 20 points, and then we have a minus 5 points, which you have to use the minus 5 points on one game. You don't have to use the minus 5 points if you don't want to, but if you know somebody who really likes a game and you don't want to be ranked that high, you can use minus 5 points. Now there's a special. There's you know, like I said, 20 to 0 rank. There's a special negative 20. That's if everybody, and we don't talk to each other. So if everybody agrees that one game is negative 5, it will go in the infamous negative 20. So
Means we think it's shit.
So let's
ironically or otherwise.
It's just we're all thinking that somebody else is gonna vote for it, so we're gonna tank it.
So
it
could backfire if we all give the worst game, Breath of the Wild, a negative 5. It could be.
Oh my god.
There's definitely no biases here, I swear.
No, there's not.
No, that
There's
would
not.
probably only get pros.
But if we all agreed, it wouldn't be fun. So you know.
That's true. Yeah, it's just all 20s. It's all ranked like that. Well, there had to be other things. So we rank 5 games every week. The first 2 weeks I handpicked with the cast, excluding Aaron, who wasn't at the heated meeting.
Why are we talking about this in the past tense when it's literally the first one?
Because it happened in the past.
Except
We
for like
didn't
15
pick
minutes
10
ago.
games.
We picked
No,
5
sorry. We picked 5 games. We'll pick 5 games off.
We're still
Aaron.
figuring it out.
But then after next week, all the games will be random. So with this week, with the first 2 weeks, I picked a top game, you know, a below top game, an average game that nobody has anything, you know, really bad or positive to say about, a game that had potential but, you know, just failed, and then a shit game.
I wonder.
So
Not in that order.
I wonder if you can tell which will be which in the list.
all right. So before we get it, and then after we rank, we'll have what we've been playing, news, and then questions from the community, which we haven't done today, so we can skip that one. All right. So with that being said, our games today: Mario Odyssey, Uncharted 4, Tales of Berseria.
Oh my god.
I will say it wrong every time. Mass Effect Andromeda and Shadow the Hedgehog. Where would we like to start today?
Well, I mean,
Might as well go from the top.
okay, so Shadow the Hedgehog. Let's talk about it.
What is there to say?
Wait, so you mean top of quality?
Yes.
Top of something.
Look,
Alright,
all
so-
I'm saying is the game has so much replay value. It's got 324 different storylines.
They're not that different.
There are 324 different storylines.
There are 3 endings.
There's
Playing
10.
as the best Hedgehog. I'm gonna throw that in.
Are you fucking kidding me? There's 10?
Yeah, there's 5 end levels. Each ends with a hero and dark mission.
Oh my god.
So there's 10 endings.
Fuck off.
And 324 different paths you can take.
This game sucks.
The speedrun record, the speedrun record for 100% completion is only 180 hours. And that's the guy using multiple exploits. And this is over like a 3-month period.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, you'd have to
But
take
that's,
3 months.
that's so much content.
I'll say my
Content.
I'll say my positive about it. He gets a gun.
That's
That's about the only positive.
That's the best part of the whole game is Shadow with a fucking gun. I mean, even if you hate it, it's what counts.
Did it give it a T rating?
I think it did give it. I think it does have a T rating.
That's so dumb.
And then it was Family Game of the Year in like 2004.
So what's the premise of Shadow the Hedgehog?
Well, there's a hedgehog that's named Shadow
He died in the first one, but now he's back.
with amnesia.
So
Does he chase
no,
after
you don't
a
know
girl?
that.
Yeah, he's got amnesia.
You don't know that.
In the intro cutscene, he's like, I don't remember who I am.
Oh, yeah, I guess you're right.
I can only remember Maria.
Oh, God, I need to show you the fucking fan dub of Sonic Adventure 2.
I've seen it.
You seen the Snapchat one?
Is that the live one or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's hysterical.
But anyway, it's about a hedgehog named Shadow, and he's got anger problems,
Yeah.
and aliens are there.
Does he
Yeah.
work? Does he work for Dr. Robotnik or whatever the fuck his name is?
Egg-
On
Got it.
occasion,
On it.
On occasion.
Got it. But isn't there neutral?
there's indeed neutral factions.
So-
Sometimes Eggman's a neutral faction.
So why isn't there neutral endings to each path? Why aren't there?
Because you
15?
have to pick. You have to choose.
Neutral's a choice.
It's not a choice.
Oh my god. Alright, well, oh, you forgot to mention the most important part of Shadow the Hedgehog. I don't even know if it's listed on the box, but it's special feature.
Oh yes, it's co-op mode.
Oh lord.
So in most games when you play a co-op, there's like a split screen. And here's the thing about Shadow: there is no split screen.
Nope.
The camera focuses on Shadow while the player 2 gets to play around with any of the sidekicks. And they will very often leave the screen, and you will have no idea where they are.
It's real fun.
But it's real good. It's real good.
Yeah. Quality.
And it's only on like the GameCube version. I think the PS2 and Xbox ones you can't play it like that. At least I know the Xbox one you can't.
That's no fun.
All right, so what's our next game?
Nope. Well, now we got.
No, we're not gonna rate these yet, are we?
Yeah.
I thought we'd like give a little description about all the games, and then we'd rate them at the end, and then
I was just, well, because
we would throw hands because somebody gave Mass Effect Andromeda 5 points.
are you signaling that you gave it 5 points?
Wait, is it 5 positive or 5 negative?
Yes. It's 5 points somewhere.
Well, I mean, this is what I thought, and we can adjust this. If anybody listen. I figured once we talk about it, we just give the points.
I mean, I guess our points are locked in. So.
Right. So I gave it -5.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
You're getting Shadow -5.
Yes, I hate the game. There's very few Sonic games I like.
I'm gonna go with, because of what Jake said with
what was your points locked
Yeah,
down?
your points are locked in.
Wait, they are?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's why we had you put the points in before we started this.
You can't change them.
He just said what he did with his points.
Yeah,
Exactly, because now's the time.
Yeah, because he's locked it in.
He wrote it.
Oh.
He wrote it.
What did you lock your points in as? Did you not put your points down yet?
No.
Okay, we're gonna take a brief intermission here.
No,
maybe about 20 seconds. We'll all just kind of stare angrily at him, and he will put down his points.
You need to do all of your points. You can use Shadow the Hedgehog will be influenced, but you can.
Now we're all just gonna stare angrily at you.
Give me a moment.
I'm excited.
This could be if you're a sponsor.
It's
and
10
you
total,
wanna
right?
Sponsor us.
Mhm.
This could be a
Okay.
Yes, let's put the sponsor when we're all trying to be angry at someone.
That's the
We're
best.
Now I have to do math good.
Oh
What?
Really?
It's 10 points. You can count it on your fingers.
It's addition.
And you've got 10 fingers. It's right there. You've also got a phone, which probably has a
Now I
calculator
love
on it.
that, you know, like see this. Aaron's face is getting really red.
So it can go. It can go either negative or positive 10, right?
No.
No,
You can put -5 into. You can put -5 into one game of your choosing if you want to.
Now I forgot I didn't say this. If nobody ranks it, if nobody gives any points, like if 3 of us give it zeros, so we don't rank it at all, and I give it -5, it's just 0. It had, you know, I forgot this.
We have to all agree that it's utter shit.
So
to give it.
Okay.
Full negative.
I'm good.
all right.
Now I'm good. Now I'm good.
You mean that.
Intermission's over. This could have been explained better.
I did explain before the podcast started. All right, so Aaron, you gave it a. You give it.
It's probably bad.
What was it? You put -2 + 2. What is that?
No, you have
That's
to.
neutral.
You have to use all your negatives at one time.
Yes.
Yeah. You have to give it a solid value.
Okay, that could have been better. Okay, -3 then.
You
can't do
that! That's not an option. You can give it -5 or
you can give it
0 through 5.
Oh, okay, now I get it. So you get 10 points for each fucking game.
No!
No,
For
you
each week you get
You
10
have 10
points.
points in total. You can only put up to 5 in one game.
You're confusing the shit out of me, man. Why can't we just have a discussion about games? We don't have to use
We
fucking
are.
points.
We are, but the points are stupid and fun.
Well,
The points are retarded in general. Why can't we just talk about the game?
The points are just so we can if a game gets a 20 and another game gets a 20, then those two will be categories. That's all. It's all they're for.
You know, this is a great test case for, wow, we didn't work this out very well.
No,
I mean,
we
look,
worked it out. We
Because we talked about it beforehand, but obviously it's not
right.
something new.
75% of us get this.
75% of
I
us
don't.
get this because we talked about it for like an hour and a half.
3 out of 4 people understand.
minus 5% of that.
After a discussion of a long time, now we're forcing him to have that on.
No, this is
Live on the podcast.
No, keep it in. I don't
No,
care.
no, I
We're
know,
producing
I know.
content.
This is for the fans who don't know. That they're like, I didn't get how I explained it, so now we're explaining it to him for the fans.
Right.
Sure, why not?
Yes. I hope you're just as confused as he is.
I'm only confused because I saw a -2.
I'm still not getting the totals. Like,
So,
I'm missing one small part.
You don't have to give if you don't want to give any game a -5. You don't have to.
Okay, so that's a -5. That's 5 of your
Yeah.
points.
No.
No.
It's a separate. It's think of it as like a separate entity.
You have 10 positive points.
And
you
10
have
negatives.
And
No,
5 negative
and
points.
5
So you have
negatives.
15 points.
Yes.
You said you had 10.
I did. You have 10
Yes.
positives.
And then you have a -5.
That you can throw at something.
Okay, now that makes sense. So now
Does
you can.
it?
Now you said you can have 10 positive points to put on something, and now you
And-
said you can have 5 negative things to say about something.
So remember, it's a pool of 10, not just 10.
And when you put a 5 on, you can only put 5 points.
So we
on
can
one
all be
game.
more positive than negative.
We could.
Yes. That
Until
is
you
true.
fucking -5 my game, then we're gonna have
Until
to
you put a
pay.
-3 on
I
it.
don't even know which one is your game.
It's Fortnite.
No, that's no.
His game is Fortnite.
No,
when
I-
that comes
I-
up, we're all gonna stand
No,
by it.
no.
Okay,
Oh, yeah, we're
now
gonna-
I get
we're
it
gonna
a
do
little
that
bit.
one.
I get it
That's
a
fine.
little bit better now.
That's fine.
All right.
As long as you're only putting 5 points max on a game.
That's negative.
No, it can't be positive.
Yeah, you have 10
Okay,
points.
so there's 10 positive
All
points
right,
and
here,
5
let
negative
me
points.
Total.
let me give you an example. Okay,
Oh my god.
so Shadow the Hedgehog.
Maybe we should have just had him set this one out and we play around.
I should explain it a little bit better. I thought I did. So Shadow the Hedgehog. Now, if you want to just put -5 points on, you can just go. You know, I don't like the game. Here's -5.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you really like the game, you're like, I'm gonna put 5. You have 10 points. I'm gonna put 5 points on that game. So
Okay.
that's the max you can put is 5 on one game.
Mm-hmm.
And now
And
you
then-
got
and then-
5 other points to play around with.
And then your other 5 points, if you want to go, I'm gonna put 2 here and 3 here, or 1, 1, 3. Whatever. The max you can only go on one game is 5. But if we all collectively go, it's a 5, 5, 5, 5, it'd be 20.
I mean, that's addition, yes.
I mean, I get that.
Okay.
Alright, then that's the part that we weren't sure that you got. That's all.
Okay, so
if you got it, go for it.
What if you don't want to use 5 points on one game, though?
you don't
You don't
have
You
to.
don't have to.
Well, you have to use the 10 points.
We want you to use the 10 points. Well,
The 10 points have to be used, but the negative 5
yeah.
doesn't.
So like, if
Okay.
So if you hate all 5 games that
Just
are
give them all a 2.
Yeah, just give them all 2.
That way you hate them all equally.
Or give 2 games 5s.
Alright.
Yeah, 2 games you hate more than the others. Give them both 5s.
So while he's writing, what did you give Shadow the Hedgehog, Phil?
1.
1! So we're at a 1.
No, we're at 0.
You did a negative 5?
I haven't announced my points yet.
What are you at?
I gave it a 5.
So we're at 6.
No, we're at 1.
Yeah, your negative 5 subtracts from it.
Yeah, so negative 5.
Negative 5, 1.
So
Yeah,
you guys
1.
don't even get it.
So
No,
I get it! He just doesn't know
effectively
math.
negative 4 until we hit positive. Plus
No,
his
no.
5. No.
Aaron, you
Think
and
about it.
I cancel
6.
out. Phil's the only point that goes in so far. It's
Yeah.
1.
Right, oh, okay.
So it's
okay.
1.
Well, okay, yeah. I guess
So you're scoring the game based off of what everybody's doing. So
No.
okay, if you gave it a 3,
Well,
he gets a -1, it becomes a 2.
We'll
he gives a 2,
I'll
it becomes
text.
a 4.
I'll text you what games they are, and then before this, when you come in, then you write down what you think. So we're not going to influence each other. That's
That
why
was low.
That's why I wanted to do it before.
Okay.
So what do you give it?
I gave it a 2.
2?
okay, so it's sitting at a 3 now.
3.
That'll work.
Okay.
I
It's our
wanted-
highest rated game ever.
Yeah. We'll see if anything can possibly beat it.
All right. So our next game, Uncharted 4.
Ooh.
So there's a man named Uncharted, and it's his 4th outing, despite actually being the 5th game.
Didn't he retire or something?
Yes.
I don't even play PlayStation. I know his name's Nathan Drake.
Yes, his name is Uncharted.
I hate,
Stop it.
I hate this game.
I hate it too.
So
I
imagine.
play PlayStation games.
All right,
and I don't like them.
Before we go, so basically it's Nathan Drake retires, but then he gets one last he's like
He's got to save his brother who just magically spawned from Troy Baker's voice.
Yeah, so his brother shows up and goes, hey, and then gets captured and whatever, and then they go on this
And
trip,
there's pirates.
and then, what's his, I was going to say Nadine, that's not his wife.
Fuck.
The blonde hair.
Wow.
Elena?
Elena. She's like, well, where are you going? And he's like, oh, I'm just going,
I'm gonna go do the Malaysia job.
I got a business trip, it's fine, and then finds out that he's been, not cheating, but going on an adventure without her, and they break up for a little bit, and then
This is the best synopsis for the story I've ever heard.
they come back, they all come back together,
For one last heist.
and to top it off,
Until the next game came out.
yeah.
Of course.
So
Anyway.
I didn't mind it, but I guess I didn't play the first 3 Uncharted's. I played a little bit of the PS Vita Uncharted, and I was like, okay, that's fine.
The prequel.
Yeah, so I don't have a problem with Uncharted, but I definitely, with the ending that they set up, I'm excited to see where they go with it if they continue to go on with it.
Didn't he just say there's an Uncharted 5?
Uncharted 4 is Uncharted 5.
Oh.
Because the Vita game is a prequel.
Okay. Alright. I was...
But there are 6 Uncharted.
The Uncharted, the Uncharted on the PS Vita killed the PS Vita because it was too good.
No, it didn't.
Yeah,
The Vita
yes,
killed the
No,
Vita.
no, Uncharted Golden Abyss came out and it was so high, like it set the bar so high that nothing else got up there.
So that's the joke about the Uncharted.
So it was too good for the Vita.
Right, yes. Wow.
So
I love the Vita, by the way. Just gonna put that
I
out
did
there.
too. We did a previous video a long time ago about we both debated who would win the Vita or the 3DS.
That's an easy
And
answer.
I think
Yeah.
now it is. This was like a year or 2 into the Vita being out.
No. It still is an easy answer, and it still is the Vita.
I was
The
gonna say
Vita has a
3DS.
longer battery life, better resolution.
Okay, so
And
I'm
a
on your
system
side.
that's
I'm on
real.
your side.
Okay, are we including the DS in that, or are we just saying the 3DS?
Oh, yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's the
'Cause-
3DS,
because
because those would have been around
We
the same
did
time.
Okay.
we did
I think the
video.
DS as a whole would beat the Vita.
The DS
as a
whole has an amazing library.
Yeah, that's
I will
why.
not argue that. The Vita has a rough library, but as a system, it is incredible, and it's really unfortunate.
So
that it
my
flopped.
and this is going way off on tangents of the Uncharted, but my stance on the Vita was because I prefer the Vita over the 3DS any day.
Oh yeah.
But the whole video was just who's gonna win.
Oh.
And I was on the side of the Vita, Jay was on the side of 3DS, and Jay won.
Oh yeah, because you don't step in the ring above. You don't box above your weight level.
True.
You just don't do it.
The PSP did it. PSP was pretty successful.
Was it? Now, was it like DS level successful?
That I don't know, and I would have to assume not.
Exactly.
But the Vita was the perfect upgrade for it. It just didn't get shit.
Reason
And
why
then
I
you
would
beat it up in Xenoblade X. It was great.
What?
There was a boss. He had the Vita.
Oh, that's stupid.
His mech was called the Vita. It was great. And then you beat him up.
That's dumb.
So, going back to Uncharted 4. Wait, you don't like Uncharted. And
Yeah.
if you could just tell me why. I'm not calling you out, I just want to get your side.
I don't care for its presentation. I'm a bit of a hipster about it because it's so popular that I just don't give a shit.
Is that extra though?
Nothing about it really appeals to me, even though I do prefer third-person shooters now to first-person shooters. At the time when it was coming out, I was like, who cares? And then hearing that it's basically just Indiana Jones, I'm like, I mean, honestly, what it really is that I don't care.
That's
just
fair.
don't
That's
care.
fair. Because I didn't care about Uncharted anyways until 4. And I don't want to say, I was always the Tomb Raider, not the original Tomb Raider, but the reboot Tomb Raider. I always liked those until 3 came out, the last one that came out.
I think it's called Rise of Tomb Raider.
Yeah, and I hated that game, and that killed me on both Uncharted and Tomb Raider. So.
Never cared for Tomb Raider either. So.
And you're the odd man, the man looking out with the Xbox. You know, what is your kind of opinion?
So like you were talking about Tomb Raider. Like, I've never played Uncharted. I mean, the closest thing I would have played is Tomb Raider. So like I would say it could define like, you know, exploration games on like, you know, PlayStation, and like I've heard its multiplayer is good, and you know it's like. I'm trying my best here. Is the guy like a thief?
Good. No, I don't think I've heard anybody say that.
I don't know. I think I've
heard it's all right.
Yeah, I was gonna say I heard it's good for what it is.
The only PlayStation exclusive I've ever played, I played God of War and I played Last of Us. Those are the only 2 I've played.
Man, I didn't even play Last of Us. I got the fucking Steelbook edition of that, and I haven't touched it.
Missing out.
With that being
It
said,
was cheap as fuck. I didn't care.
with that being said, all right, Phil, what did you give Uncharted 4?
-5.
-5. Okay.
Wow, right off the bat.
Oh yeah.
That's funny. I was not expecting you to say -5, but it's funny that I went first last time. I said -5, and you went first this time. So,
Yeah. No.
and what do you give it, Aaron?
I'm just gonna give it a +2.
+2. All right.
I also gave it a +2.
+2.
Just don't have enough to say about
And
it.
I don't remember what I gave it.
It's gonna give an average score.
I gave it a 3.
Damn! I was hoping to be a 0.
I was kind of... Well, never mind. I was going to say, I was kind of hoping for that -5 to rear its ugly head again, and then just Shadow the Hedgehog still reign as our champion.
Is it still negative? Wait, what is Shadow at?
Shadow's at 3, Uncharted 4 was at 6.
6?
7.
No. -5.
Yeah, you're right.
2.
I can't math.
Let's
Two.
So it's at 2.
And yeah, so it's tied. It's still below.
Shadow the Hedgehog's still a reigning champion.
Fuck yeah.
All right.
Hell yeah, baby.
Well, this actually works out because now I have to change that. Right now I don't. All right, so next we'll go with Tales of Berseria.
So it's about this man named Berseria.
All I know is that everything I've seen of that game looks very interesting to me. I really want to play it.
I'll disagree with you.
And I don't think I've given a flying fuck about any Tales games, mostly because I didn't know they existed. But when it got brought up to me by like 2 different YouTubers, I was looking at it and I'm like, the edge appeals to me. It's something I don't like to admit sometimes, but the edge really appeals to me. So I think I'm...
So that's where I'll disagree with you because I hate the edge, appeal of it.
That's fine. I wouldn't call that a disagreement necessarily.
Well, right. No, I'm not. I'm just saying that's.
Yeah.
When did it come out? 2016 or 2017?
One of those years.
Well, they had a demo for it, and I played because I was excited for it. So I played the demo, and I'm like, oh, it's all right, but it's, I don't want to pay $60 for it. So I waited till it went on sale, and I think it got down to like $20. And I was like, all right, I think it's time to buy it. So I bought it, and you got to talk about the lady boner thing.
See, so the overarching plot that I've gotten out of it on my 15 hours is that she has a raging murder boner for this one game.
And she has a fucking hatred towards every single person. I'm like, can you at least like somebody?
It's not so much a hatred against anybody, it's just she sees them as being in the way of her murder.
Yes.
Of her murder boner.
And
it's very hard to walk around with a murder boner that long.
Everything I've heard has compared Berseria to Berserk. Because Lord knows, if you want to see a murder boner, the murder boner that Guts has for Griffith exceeds the length of his sword.
And he does have a pretty big sword.
Yes, he does. And to be fair, he's got a very good reason for wanting him dead.
Yeah. I've heard the backstory, and it's there.
I've read the Golden Age. It's a really good manga. So just don't watch the anime.
Yeah, with her, it's like I get why she's mad, and I completely accept that she was thrown down a hole while her brother got killed. I completely understand why you would be mad, but you don't have to be mad at every.
Sat in a hole for 3 years.
You don't have to be mad at every single person that comes up to you. Like, what's that guy say? The guy with the sword. Like, you meet him in the very beginning of the game. You meet him in this prison that you're breaking out of.
Yeah, and you immediately start fighting, and then he's like, I can't fight you without my real sword.
And
then she's like, yeah, it's in the basement.
And he goes, oh, thank you. And he hugs her and runs off. And I'm like, that's funny. I'd like that. But it's like...
And then he wants to check out some other swords, and she's like, man, you're so simple-minded.
And
coming from the lady with the murder boner, who eats, sleeps, and drinks trying to kill this man. It's great.
Have you heard anything of this, Aaron?
I've never heard of it.
Say your five.
I've already got my rating.
You got a rating? All right, well, I guess with that, what do you guys rate it? I gave it a 1.
I give it a 0.
0? Okay.
I didn't have any points left over, so we got a 0.
0?
I give it a 4.
4? Oh! It's
damn it!
Because I want to play it.
So I see that Edge is a rule of law here.
Dude, I idolize Darth Vader.
I'm just saying.
The fucking Edge.
I'm just saying. We used to have Shadow the Hedgehog as our reigning champion.
I know,
it's still fucking high up there too.
But I'm sorry, the main character from Tales of Berseria kind of edges out Shadow in the Edge department.
She doesn't have a gun. She doesn't have a motorcycle.
She has a giant freaking claw.
She doesn't have an alien overlord companion.
She has a murder boner she can practically wield as a weapon.
Okay, fair enough. You got me there.
Murder boner.
Shadow's too confused about his murder boner.
Yeah, pretty much. And then after that, he just becomes ambivalent towards good and evil.
Well, she can only taste blood.
Well, yeah.
Through her hand.
What? Oh, I thought you were talking about Shadow.
What? When has Shadow seen blood?
And I
don't
know.
know.
And I know you want to play a game, so I'm not going to spoil it. But I've seen the ending, and there's a character that I hate, and the character that I hate becomes the premise towards the end. And so
I'm not going to spoil the ending, but here, let me tell you.
No, trust me.
No, he's just saying something happens to a character, but let's just leave it alone.
Yeah.
It's not old enough to spoil the ending. So.
It's on the last generation of consoles. Concerns it's probably going to go up after the PS5.
Oh, well. No, we're not going to do that one. That's some shade right there.
Hey! We're still waiting on your top 10, bottom 10 fucking shooters. It's been years.
It was 5 and 5. And yes, that is literally sitting around and is probably so outdated.
It's probably sitting right over there.
Yeah, that probably is. That probably will never see the light of day because.
Oh man, I put so much work into that.
What are you talking about?
I had to show up after work and watch you play these bad games.
The only one that was actually decent was when we fucking did. I still have all the Singularity shit.
Oh god.
Oh, that game was So shit.
Anyway,
we're getting off track.
All right, so the next game is Mass Effect Andromeda.
Woo.
Now you got some things to say.
All right, the guy who's been silent for most of this is about to talk.
All right,
I have been a diehard Mass Effect fan since it came out. And then let me just say, this game just ruined the entire franchise for me. They should have never continued after 3, because 3, don't get me wrong, 3 was not the greatest game, but Andromeda just drove it down the shitter.
They wanted to make sure that 3 was better than.
Okay, not only could you have paid for all the DLC for that game and get nothing in return because half the studio left at BioWare to go work on something else. I don't remember exactly what it was.
Was it Anthem?
Yeah, it was Anthem, actually. Yeah, Anthem, and that was even worse.
yes, we've all forgotten about Anthem.
Yeah.
Of course we have.
Okay, it was just... I feel like the graphics were worse than Mass Effect 3.
They did look bad.
Because they made an engine change.
The facials, yeah, everybody remembers the bad faces, okay? The gameplay... The only thing that got better was, like, character builds and gameplay, because, you know, like...
I heard there was a lot of Sudoku.
Yeah.
Is there a lot of Sudoku?
A little bit.
That's what I love in my first person.
A lot of game crashes. I remember a bunch of game crashes. There was no memorable characters for me.
Oh, there's one for me. It's one I slept with. But...
Wow.
You can sleep with them.
It's like a lot of things that made the series to begin with good just wasn't good anymore in that game. Like, it's like humanity is set 200 years after the events of the first one. Or the first, it was like 200 years, wasn't it?
It might have been because
after General Shepard, or not General Shepard, Commander Shepard.
They were no, because they got sent out
to colonize planets.
Yeah, but they were like in stasis or something.
Yes, they were they were all in stasis, and they got unthawed to set out and colonize planets.
You remember the story to it? Because that's the only game I can't remember the story. You're
pretty much human life trying to set out and colonize worlds, but then I don't remember because the game sucked that bad.
It's not even all humans though. I was pretty sure I saw.
There was a world of Geth, not
Krogans,
Turians, I think they're called.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
You know, you're not very confident for a man who platinumed it.
Did you?
I didn't actually platinum it. I was just like, I tried to go for Insanity, the Insanity achievement, and I was just like, I just don't want to do it. The multiplayer was terrible. It was worse than 3's.
3 had multiplayer?
Yeah. It was pretty much just Horde mode, and they did it again.
Yeah.
It was Horde mode, and they did that again. And it was just like, I uninstalled it, like, right after I beat it. It's like, I'm never playing this again.
I know there's a scene where I was in a train, and you have 2 people that are with you. And the one person was in the train, and I'm like, okay. I forgot that I had a third person with me. And every once in a while, she would spawn in, and then like get sucked away out of the train. And I was like, okay, that's weird. And when I get out of the train, she came walking at the stop, and I just was like, okay.
I just feel like nothing you're doing in the game really matters as much as it did in the first 3. Like, it matters in a sense, but like the villains aren't memorable. I can't even tell you who the villain was in Andromeda.
I was like, I should look up a Wikipedia, but
it's been like three years since that game.
Yeah,
3 or 4 years since that game came out. 2017, I think. It was
so.
Early 2017.
All I know is that Brendan asked me to stream it for him, and he's like, I'm going to buy this game, and he bought it off the system. And he's like, that was the worst part.
The gameplay and customization was the only thing that got improved. The story sucked. The characters weren't that great.
There was a scene though that I really liked, and I was like, I think it was on the first planet, and I just remember looking up and just seeing another planet and like their moon, and it was a fucking really cool, just the coloring and stuff of it. But that was, I wish I went into the faces and the soulless eyes of. You guys got anything to say?
I pretty much said all there is that needs to be said about that piece of shit.
Well, my experience with Mass Effect is I played 1 and I played 2, and they might have been. That's one of those sleeper games where I think they might have had some of the heaviest impact on me as a person, but I don't usually talk about it.
Agree.
Didn't play 3, didn't play Andromeda. I didn't care enough. Everything I heard about 3, I was like, well, I'm not going to get what I wanted, so why play it? And then Andromeda was like, okay, alright. But when I watched a video about the production of Andromeda, I got a lot of sympathy for BioWare.
A lot of sympathy?
Yeah, because Andromeda was a product of... A bit of it was biting off more than they could chew. A bit of it was EA being shitbags.
Yeah.
And it just all culminated in a game that was just not ready, and it's really sad.
I don't know how much this is true, but I've heard that there's a couple different BioWares, different states and stuff like that.
There's
and
a lot of BioWares,
and
now
there's one team that is basically obnoxious, saying, "Yeah, we're the guys who finish it. Everybody else does the stuff, and then they bring it to us, and we make it better." I think that was on the story for Anthem. I don't know if that was the Andromeda.
EA does like to ruin a lot of franchises.
Yeah, well,
That's corporate franchises for you.
but yeah. So seeing Andromeda, I kind of went, huh, and so like I don't have an emotional attachment because as far as I'm concerned, 1 and 2 still exist, and 1 and 2 still have the impact on me that they did, and that's all that matters.
Fantastic games.
So I never. When
2 especially, man. 2 is so replayable. It's like it's the only one of them. I beat 3 on Insanity too. 3's ending was so bad that they had to re-release it. It just felt like everything you work for. Because if any people like haven't played it, it's every single game ties together. Like if you can import your character and all the choices tie together in previous games. Mm-hmm. So like in every the original ending to 3, it feels like all you worked for just didn't matter. Mm-hmm. Like none of it. And they had to re-release the ending to literally specify what choice you made, like and what it did.
See, when my first Mass Effect game I played was 3, because when I went into GameStop, they had it on a shelf, and I think it was a couple months after it released, but they had it down to $20. I was like, well, fuck, I'll play this game, and played it, and it's like I enjoyed it. I really didn't think much of the ending because I didn't play 1 to 2. So then I went out and bought the collector's edition of 1, 2, and 3 because they didn't have Mass Effect 1 on the PlayStation. So, but the only way to get it is if you bought the.
Hey, they didn't?
Yeah, they didn't bring it over until number 2.
I was gonna say it didn't come out. It came out for PC initially. That's how I played
it was 360 and PC, and then
for Mass Effect
1. Yeah,
I don't remember coming out on a console.
It's out on console because there's the.
It was one of the first games for the 360. I thought it was like 2006, 2007.
Because I played it on PC and I thought that was the only place.
Because I picked it up and I remember the guy going, "Oh yeah, if you're gonna play that, and if you want to play on the PS3, because I was gonna buy the 360 version and the PS2. I was gonna buy the 360 Mass Effect 1 version and then the PS3 number 2. And the guy's like, if you just buy the trilogy, you get all 3 of them. I was like, well, fuck, I'll buy the trilogy. So I played through 1 and 2, and I enjoyed it. Then I kind of knew Andromeda wasn't going to be good, but I didn't realize how bad it was going to be.
That was my interpret. I was like, okay, how good is this reboot going to be? And then I was just like, okay, it can't be that bad. And then, boy, did I just not know what was going to happen.
You've been quiet over there, Jacob. What do you got? Any thoughts on it? Or?
I'm kind of in the same boat as Phil. No, never mind. I played 3. And I put the special edition on the Wii U, and I thought it was an okay game. And then when I went back to replay it again, I didn't really particularly like it.
3's a bad place to start after that game because you're like, what is all this shit that's happening? Why are these people invading Earth? What are these giant robots invading Earth? Why are they here?
And then I just didn't. I never bought into the hype of the franchise because I don't know.
I remember I got to see the ending for yours, and I was like, wait a minute, I didn't get this ending. And then you're like, oh yeah, and then you had another character that I didn't get because he was a DLC character.
Mm-hmm.
And so
DLC character?
Yeah, it was some alien.
One of Mass Effect 3's one of Mass Effect 3's DLCs was just terrible too. I think I remember it being just awful. All you got out of it was just another character in one mission.
3 didn't tickle me pink or anything. So.
I mean,
not the same way 2 did.
Right. Well, yeah.
I still like 1 the most. I know.
Now here's the thing.
1 has the best villain.
Yeah. I just liked. I fell in love with 1, but 2 did actually hit me with like. I mean, it will be no secret that I love robots. So I was waiting for 2. I'm like, when am I going to get a Geth? When am I going to get a Geth?
Yeah, the Geth are awesome. I like 1 a lot because the dude's motives was just like, I don't remember his name. It started with an S.
Oh,
I want to say it's like.
I can't remember either.
Sir something. It's like,
it was probably like Steve.
And he was a Turian, and he was like a Turian type person.
Yeah.
Saren, yeah, I think it's Saren. I was gonna say Siren, but I was like, no, it's Borderlands.
Yeah.
And then it's Saren. It's something like that. And then his motives were backed by nobody was convinced the Reapers were returning, and he was very convinced. Everything he was doing was correct. Like all of his predictions and everything he was fighting for was right, and he died for it.
Except that he lets them in.
Yeah.
So.
Mm-hmm.
But he's a villain you can kind of like believe.
Yeah, no.
I'm not rooting for him. I'm just saying he was right.
Yeah, he was, and I don't know. There was just something about one that I'd have to go back to it because for some reason it's just fuzzier in my eyes, and I think it's because I like the combat more, which I know is weird because the combat's definitely clunkier in one than it is in two.
I did like it better in later games, but this is my opinion.
But all right, I guess.
With that being said, Aaron, where do you put the points?
It's obvious. -5.
-5? What? Do I call it or what? I just know how to pick.
If you're gonna ruin one of my favorite franchises, I'm sorry. I'm not gonna do it justice.
I hear you on that.
I give it a 0.
You a 0?
0.
0? Oh fuck! So it's gonna end up being 0. Mass Effect, I gave it a 1.
Yeah,
so
it deserves to be a 0, which is unfortunate because what they originally planned was like a really high, high quality version of like No Man's Sky, which is hilarious when you think about it because it's like fuck off. It took the guys who made No Man's Sky like 5 years to make that game work.
And that's what we got.
And I love No Man's Sky.
I heard it's really good now.
I liked it even on release until I just realized I was doing the same thing over and over and just moved on to other things.
It's even on Xbox now. It's not even an exclusive anymore.
Damn. I mean, good on those devs for fucking putting in the time because
it's just like Fallout 76. It's going to get better over time.
Yeah.
In like 2 years, it'll be an actual Fallout game that people want, and they didn't expect it to be PvP. So what they thought the devs thought people wanted PvP Fallout, and that's not what people wanted. They wanted like Elder Scrolls Online PvE rating. That's what people want for Fallout, and that's like, no, we don't want PvP. We don't want to kill each other.
I want a real, actually well-written story in my Fallout games with choices that matter, and I didn't even get that with 4. So
4 took the RPG mechanics out of Fallout.
It also took the good story out.
Yeah, Fallout New Vegas is the best Fallout game.
Oh my god, that game's amazing.
And I will say that till my dying breath.
Yeah.
And that game was made in 18 months.
It's so fucking crazy. Obsidian busted their asses, and then got shafted and almost died.
Alrighty, with that, we're gonna move on to our final game to rank, and that is Mario Odyssey.
Right.
So basically, the premise is your Mario.
Okay, so it's about a man named Odyssey. He goes on Mario.
You mean a man named Super?
No.
Okay, so I actually want to talk about this because this it is very rare for me to like a Mario game.
Alright, well, lead us in.
So Mario Odyssey, Bowser takes your girl because of course he does. You find a special hat, and the hat's like, "Yo, I can put you in anything," and it's like, all right.
Yeah.
And the whole game is just experimenting with that while collecting moons, which are basically just the equivalent of stars.
Especially when you get to the last kingdom, where they are just stars.
Yes, which is
but they're still called moons.
It's so good. And just hopping between all these different kingdoms that you didn't even fucking know were there. And then you fuck up Bowser. It's pretty solid.
Now, before I forget, you said something about Shadow the Hedgehog, really about multiplayer. This also has multiplayer.
It does?
And the second player plays as the Cap.
Oh, right. Yeah.
The actual hat?
Yes.
See, because I haven't played this game either.
Oh, you haven't played
I've never played Super Mario Odyssey.
So
Huh?
good.
Is it on Switch?
I hate Mario games, man.
Yeah, stop playing Pokemon and play...
Dude, I've got 300 hours in Sword. You're
Well,
not,
yeah,
it's
then
gonna
stop
keep. It's gonna
playing
keep
it.
going up.
Stop playing and play Mario.
Mario doesn't take that long. I did the bare minimum, and I think it took me maybe like 20, 25 hours.
I did all the things, and it only took me about 50.
I think there was like one point, I don't remember, but I was like, I'm about done with this game. But I'm like, I knew I was close to the end, so I'm like, I gotta finish it. I don't remember what it was. Design. I know. A lot of these games I haven't talked about design, but there's only one level that I hated, and that was the cook level.
I love that.
Oh, I hate it.
I didn't like the look of it.
I liked it.
It was too neon to me.
To me, it looked like it was an alpha build or something like that. I wish it had a little bit more color. So it's kind of
It
bland.
seemed like it was that way on purpose.
Yeah, it looked like Bubsy 3D.
No, it did not. I've seen that game. That was not Bubsy 3D.
It's bad that I know what you were talking about just by saying Bubsy 3D. It's like, okay, now I can get involved.
This was excluding 64 because I don't think I've ever beat 64 by myself. But this was the first Mario game that I beat, and then and I'd say I enjoyed it for the most part.
I fell in love with it. It's the only Mario game I've ever beaten.
Fun fact is when we used to do Saturday Hangouts, Josh, you, and Jacob brought over your Switches, and I didn't own a Switch, and Brennan was with us too. And I remember you three playing the Switch, playing Mario Odyssey.
We just huddled in a circle. We were all playing Odyssey together.
And so after
After
that, we drove to our video game store, and I bought a Switch and Odyssey. So.
And then Aaron joined our huddle of Odyssey, and Brennan just sat there listening to music.
Is he fucking nerds?
He listened to music even when we were doing other things.
That's true.
That's fair.
I remember seeing him with his fucking earbuds in while we were playing like Mario Party or something. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
But
Doesn't talk.
So I guess the ending, which I love, is you get to play as Bowser.
Hey, stop.
It's
no, it's
spoilers, man.
I said it.
No, I yelled over it.
Bowser, he plays him.
Shut up.
You get to play as.
I think that's
you get to play as Meowser.
Bowser
He's a real
Jr.
character. Meowser is a real character.
I know.
It was fucking worth it getting to that point.
I mean,
And
I
then-
liked wearing his hat personally.
And then you get the anime song.
What?
There's an anime song.
Is it? I don't know what that.
Cool.
It's very reminiscent of Sonic games.
I mean, Sonic was inspired by Mario, which is a thing I did not know.
I won't spoil
How?
the actual
So-
ending.
So the
There's
reason why
something after
Sonic
that.
goes so fast is because the guy who designed it got a lot of practice in playing World 1-1 of Mario Bros.
Mm.
Like, he was really into speedrunning that one level.
Well, yeah, I know the original Super Mario Brothers is a speedrun.
No,
No, but-
just that one level.
Yes.
He was super into speedrunning 1-1. He's like, what if I can make a game that goes this fast all the time?
Yeah.
And then he decided to put springs everywhere to stop you from going fast and having fun.
And have fucking platforming and
That's
spikes.
a weird thing to make a game based off that,
I think
though.
that also became the mascot too. They were doing like a mascot thing.
It's funny because Sonic isn't really, it's not really that much of a platformer.
It's more of a platform than it should be.
It really
Yeah.
is. It really should just be a, hey, go this way, go fast.
Which is why I like fucking Freedom Planet, because it's like, it's sort of Sonic, but it has that platforming, and it's actually good, and I just like that way more. So, yeah, fuck most Sonic games. Though Sonic Mania was decent, I just don't have the patience.
Did you guys
to
ever
play
see
Sonic.
the video where the guy in Odyssey, he didn't put one moon, is that right?
Yeah.
He didn't put one moon into the bank or whatever. He sped run it, and then at the very end, all 999 moons went into that airship.
How could he have possibly done that?
You put the minimum in there, you put like 100 and some in there, and then you open up like portals between worlds, so you don't have to stop at the Odyssey.
That was a pretty good
Okay.
video.
And you can go to each place and get all the moons.
Oh, God.
Or you can at least go to like one place and then you can just like buy moons there. And yeah, he just shoved like 900 moons in at one time.
It's pretty
And
cool.
it is quite a thing.
So, Aaron, do you have any opinions on Odyssey since you haven't played it? But
Sounds like a fun game.
All right. So, with that, let's see where we're ranked. I'll go first. I give it a 5.
Oh, you didn't start off with a -5?
No,
Should have started with me.
What do you give it?
I gave it a 3.
3?
3? Wow.
I had no points left!
Oh, what did you... Oh, right. Yeah, okay.
Shadow.
Yeah, fucking Shadow.
What do you give it, Phil?
5.
5?
I'll give it a 1 because I want to play it.
1? All right. So So with that being said, 5.
That's what a 14.
4 is 14. So our newest one is our newest highest one, which I knew from the very beginning that
I can't believe the Edge has been defeated.
I think it's my last point too.
Well, it should have been your last point.
I think it was.
Well, that's good. That's how it should have been.
Yeah.
You
So
don't
negative
sound,
5 to
you don't sound confident.
I'm not confident about that, but I think it was.
Sorry, we said 14, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I can't type ones on here.
But no, it wasn't.
Was I the one who pushed Tales of Berseria?
Yes.
Yeah. Hey, I can't help it. It's something I've given up on trying to fight at this point. I like the Edge. I don't love it, and I think too much of it is hilariously stupid. But
All right. With that being said, our list so far, and we won't go over this every single week. When we start getting more games, right? It'll be like a special or whatever.
Okay.
Mario Odyssey 14, Tales of Berseria 5, Shadow the Hedgehog 3, Uncharted 4 2, and Mass Effect Andromeda 0. All right. With that being said, what have we been playing or watching?
Alright, I'm gonna go first since I know I've been teasing Jacob with this. So, my week has been spent, and I realized this a few days ago. I've started 4 freaking games. Well, okay, I started 3 games, and I was still trying to get through 1. Persona 5 the Royal, Final Fantasy Tactics, because that's just a game that I adore. Zelda, Legend of Zelda, Link Between Worlds, because I needed to play that game, and I never did. I think when it initially came out, I hadn't even played Link to the Past. Now that I have, I love that. I actually really, really like that game. But the one I've been putting the most time into recently is Digimon Cyber Sleuth.
Digimon.
We don't talk about Digimon in this house.
Dude, that game is impressively solid.
We don't talk about Digimon.
I forgot about Digimon.
I like Digimon designs. I like certain Digimon designs more than I like other Pokemon designs. Garamon is adorable, and I want to hug him, even though he's got like big claws, but he's got like paws on his hands. And it's adorable. I had Digimon toys growing up, damn it. And I also played. I have like a fucking Game Boy Advance Digimon fighting game. And that's when I got to like Vmon. So my team is quite literally, for anyone who gives a shit, Gaomon, Vmon, and Terriermon, because I started with Terriermon. He's like a dog with like big floppy ears that also hit things.
How many guns does he have?
Not yet. We're not there yet.
Yeah.
He will get there.
Good. That's the only thing Digimon did right, is just put guns on everything.
Dude, I will admit there are Digimon, like, adding the metal onto them, like fucking Wargreymon and shit like that, just like, it hits just this special part of my brain that I'm just like, yes. But, I mean, you'd think at that point I'd like Genesect, but I really don't give a shit. But yeah, so Digimon Cyber Sleuth is like, it's Persona-y. You can feel the persona, but there's no social links, and it's, honestly, the evolving and devolving of Digimon is so much more complex than Pokemon, and I kind of love it for that.
Kind of disappointed it never really caught on in America.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking like still today. I mean, I know.
What are
I know.
you talking about?
I'm talking about the lengths of Pokemon.
Well, okay, Pokemon's a worldwide fucking phenomenon.
Yeah.
Digimon still has a very big fan base.
Yeah, but
And
They
then
still
there's
have
that
conventions for the 5 people.
Yeah.
Man, fuck off. I watched the original anime about 6 months ago or so, and it, in my opinion, holds up better than the original Pokemon anime, only because...
There's no guy with tits in it?
No, that gives it points, don't worry. No, it's because the fucking voiceover is self-aware in some really funny ways, where I can only think that whoever gave them the translations either did a poor job or whoever did the voice direction was like, you know what, fuck it. So, yeah, no, Digimon Cyber Sleuth is a good game. I played the second one. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. Several months ago on the Vita, because it was on the Vita, but the first one wasn't. Now that it's on the whole collection's on Switch, I'm just playing through Cyber Sleuth, and by playing through, I mean I'm grinding, because there's actually a point to grinding, and I can keep resetting it by digivolving and de-digivolving, and there's actually a point to all that shit because it raises its max level and stuff, and I just like looking at my monsters, because I mean that's kind of why I play Pokemon, to be honest. So, other than that, can't say I've really done a whole lot. I read the Dragon Ball manga a little while ago.
Nice.
It's fun.
Is it better than the anime, or is it?
I haven't watched Dragon Ball.
There hasn't been anything new. There's only been like Dragon Ball Heroes, and that's not.
Well,
It's not canon.
I'm talking about literally Dragon Ball.
Oh, like the original? Oh, okay.
Are you talking about the original?
Yes.
Like nothing new.
I started from the beginning. But I do want to read the Dragon Ball Super manga.
Where are you reading these at?
It's alright.
It's some fucking website.
Okay.
I heard the latest villain in the manga is actually pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I wasn't a huge fan of Super that much.
Yeah, everything I hear about Super, I dropped off of it so hard.
His name.
And I just
Reddit.
What?
I don't know.
Why are we talking about Reddit?
I had a good.
Nappa's better than Reddit.
I had a good joke.
Yes,
He is not.
I had a good joke where you're
not
saying
in the original anime.
you said you're watching.
I love Nappa. I can't help
You're
it.
reading the manga for Dragon Ball, and you said that you heard that the villain's pretty good. And I couldn't think of Goku's brother's name. And I'm like,
No,
yeah,
I was
right.
talking about the Dragon Ball Super manga.
Oh, okay. Well, okay.
I'm glad Broly's canon.
Yeah,
but it's not even the good Broly.
I'm glad.
No, I like the
Shut
new.
up.
Dude, I am with Phil. The new Broly is way better.
I'm sorry, Bio Broly exists. that is
That abomination clone.
that is the line I will not allow anybody to cross, saying Bio Broly is not the best Broly.
That fucking lost stream of the Chronicles of Biodani is the saddest thing on the face of the earth.
It is pretty sad.
It is the saddest because that fucking adventure was
We lost so many Donnies.
we lost so many Donnies, and then we lost the Donnie in the best way possible. Or was it Donnie who killed other people? I can't remember at this point.
But there was one Donnie. I think it was oh god, what was the third to the last one? It was like Super Bio Donnie or something like that.
Something of that nature.
And he got spooked and he just opened fire on his own team.
Oh my god.
And then he proceeded to die.
Yep.
All because he held the cursed medkit.
Yeah. Fuck.
Everybody who held that medkit died before they could use it. It was a family heirloom at that point.
Pretty much. Oh god.
One of the Donnies was doing pretty good until he sat next to a car and exploded, killing him.
Yeah.
Was he holding the med kit? Was he holding the med kit?
He was holding the medkit.
I
Of
deserve
course.
it.
They always hold the medkit.
So sad. Yeah, no, my XCOM playthroughs are cursed, so it was fun to do one on stream that nobody watched, and then I proceeded to close the program before it fully exported. So it's dead to the world. I don't know. Maybe I'll play XCOM another time.
The XCOM 2.
No, XCOM 2 would not. Like, my PC died trying to stream it, so we went with XCOM 1. So, XCOM 2 too high fidelity apparently for my internet. So, yeah. No, I've just been playing Digimon. Persona 5 Royal is awesome, and Kasumi's a stalker.
But she's your stalker.
That doesn't make it better.
I'm just saying.
And yet I still kind of like her, which is a problem. Link Between Worlds is incredible, even though I keep getting stuck because I'm an idiot and keep forgetting that wall merging is a thing.
It's the best 2D Zelda in my opinion.
man, it's really, really good.
No, 2D Zelda. I don't care for 2D Zelda that much, but when it's done well, it's done well.
I love 2D Zelda because Link to the Past is my currently still my second favorite Zelda game.
It's a great game. It did pioneer. I think that's what everybody will say Ocarina of Time, but I think Link to the Past pioneered Zelda.
Oh, it did. But I don't like Ocarina.
It's not my favorite. It's actually about middle for me.
Remember that, Aaron.
No, but
I'm still a diehard Majora's Mask
when
fan.
that comes up.
I have not played Majora's Mask, but I get the feeling I probably won't like it either.
Don't play it on 3DS. That's all I'm saying.
Really?
Don't. It's shitty.
That sucks.
Worst remake of a game ever.
I don't know. I think the 3DS one's fine.
They ruined swimming for the Zora. Butchered it.
You say that, but I didn't notice any differences. It still did the job.
It takes magic to swim normally now.
That's weird.
Okay,
they had the best swimming in any game.
Here's the thing: they slowed it down a little bit because it was kind of unwieldy in the N64 one.
Okay.
And so there's a move called the Zora Electric Barrier. If you hold down the R button while swimming, you get an electric barrier, and it makes you swim faster, and it uses magic.
Oh, okay.
So I think apparently
In the original, it did it by default.
Wait, what?
In the original, it did. What I'm trying to tell him is, in the original, you didn't have to use the magic barrier to get the boost speed, and it wasn't even as fast when you used it in the 3DS remake. In the original, it was just you. I think the original had the best swimming mechanics in any any game.
I played the lake bed or the
lake bed. That's Twilight Princess.
Termina Bay Temple.
That temple sucks, though. I'll even admit, as that being my favorite Zelda game, that's not a great temple.
See, here's the thing.
George is not a good final boss.
See, people always go, "Oh, the water temple and Ocarina of Time. What a bad dungeon!" Because water and swimming and having to equip and unequip.
It is confusing.
But it's better.
Here's the thing about the Great Bay Temple, or whatever it's called nowadays. It's worse.
It is worse.
Because not only are you on a time limit, you have to fight the currents, and the currents are bad.
Everybody complains about Majora's Mask time limit, but if you have the inverted song, it's more than enough time.
It's more than enough time.
It's like 4 hours of real world time.
Sure, yeah, it's fine. I mean, coming from somebody who's played it multiple times, I'm not going to run out of time in there. I'm just saying.
For the first time player, it's going to be a little difficult.
Yeah, if you're a first time player and you're in there, you're just like, well, I don't know where to go. I got to go up here, and then I got to use the ice arrows to make platforms. And,
I've seen gameplay of that. I don't know. I
just like its world.
Like,
it's got the best world in any Zelda.
I'll say that Majora's Mask does have a better setting and world building.
That's the word.
But I don't know. I'm still the thought that Ocarina of Time is just better by being more original.
I wish they'd have the world of Termina with Breath of the Wild's graphics and exploration. I would literally pay top dollar for that.
My other issue with Majora's Mask is you have to be in a mood to play it. You can't just pop it in and be like, oh, I'll do one thing. I'm gonna go do these mini games and whatnot, and then now if I go back to I gotta make sure I go and deposit everything, and then I'm still salty over the fact that I collected all the eggs. I saved an owl statue. I reloaded the game a couple days later. Immediately after reloading the game, which when you save an owl statue, it makes a temporary save. So when you reload it, it deletes that save. So I reloaded it, deleted the save, and then it soft locked.
Which it does fix that in the 3DS remake.
And I just sat there looking at the screen for 5 minutes before just going, I have to go collect the eggs again.
God.
And that killed my entire run. And I'm just I don't care anymore.
Yeah, we're just we're done with this run. It's over, boys.
Here, let me just pop an Ocarina of Time. I don't have to worry about that.
Yeah. See, but that's literally what sets it apart from Ocarina of Time, though. There wouldn't be that much of a difference without it, though.
Yeah.
It really there had to be something different between the two, and the time limit
I
was
don't know.
that.
I think a proper saving system didn't need to be.
The saving could have been better.
Didn't need to be a thing that should have been cut.
It's 20 years old now. It's you can definitely tell the N64 is aged.
No.
Aged like fine milk.
Yeah.
3D games have definitely evolved since then.
Some of them haven't.
Yeah, well, my problem is that I just heard there's still temples, and I'm like, I don't think I'm gonna like Majora's Mask.
There's only 4 of them, though. As
If the
opposed
game
to,
was
like,
bigger,
11.
I would have loved it way more.
I mean, that might be enough that I actually get through it. I just Majora's Mask is the only one where I'm like, well, it's Majora's Mask and Wind Waker that are like they're different enough that I want to get my hands on them and hopefully beat them, but
Yeah, you and your Wind Waker Wii U.
Josh also hates the fact that I love Twilight Princess. It's my second favorite Zelda.
I don't think it's a bad game. I mean, I immediately recognize that it's not for me.
And,
Well, it's
and
just
Jake
like
will also
Shadow of the
say that it has
Colossus.
useless items. It's like
I don't
Skyward
say
Sword.
it's got useless items.
You'll say it's like useless after one temple. It's like I think Skyward Sword is also a victim of that.
Well, yeah.
Yes.
My
Well,
biggest
like worse though.
My biggest complaint about Twilight Princess is the back half of the game. It's just dungeon after dungeon of just awfulness.
But it's content though. It's like I think
yeah,
it's
it's
good
bad content.
Like why do you? What's your gripe with like the last few?
Have you
dungeons?
looked at City in the Sky?
I think it's a great dungeon.
No, it's not.
What's wrong with it?
Everything just is boring.
The double hook shot,
Double claw
Okay,
shot's
the
awesome.
double claw shot is pretty cool.
I love it.
I think it's rather uninventive, personally.
I mean, it's
I get what it's going for, and it does produce a new function. I just can't help but feel like, really, you gave him another one.
well. I mean, they brought it back for Skyward Sword. So
Obviously, it was
Yay.
successful.
Wow.
Except
Everything in Skyward Sword was successful, like the fucking imprisoned or whatever the fuck his name
Hey,
is.
Fight him 3 times.
You get to fight him 3 times. It's a blast.
The only thing I give that credit for is that one of those fights is with Bruce.
Groose is a great character. I love Groose.
I need to actually like pay attention to Bruce in the story because I think Bruce is hilarious and a complete asshole. But I didn't. I sort of like. I would sort of like half watch a playthrough of it, and then suddenly Bruce was nice, and I'm like, I missed something.
Well, you know, you spend like a week on the surface, and you just go, man, this sucks.
I don't know. I think my favorite thing in Skyward Sword, out of everything I've seen, well, there are 2 things. There's the first fight with
Iriam.
Yes,
That's a good fight.
it's a very cool visual. The problem is I've never played it. The other thing I love is the fucking chandelier.
I know what you're talking about.
That whole bit had me laughing for real, and I don't usually laugh when I play Zelda games.
A lot of comedic moments.
Yeah, I mean, Skyward Sword definitely looked like it was trying to be funny sometimes, and I appreciated it. But I'm never touching that game.
If you guys could only choose one character, would it be Tingle or Beetle?
Fuck.
Beetle.
You see, here's the thing.
That's a tough question. I just thought of it too.
Because the problem is if you don't go with Beetle, you lose his shop. That's my problem. And
Yeah, I
Beetle's
guess
shop is
Beetle
always
doesn't even have
funny.
his own game yet.
I guess you do lose his toned legs.
Dude,
Yeah.
that stuff's... That
But
one's
I gotta stick with my main man, Tingle.
I don't know how I feel about Tingle, and that's just because I haven't run into
He
him.
was cursed by a man to wear a fairy costume,
Right.
depending on your lore.
I need to play the Minish Cap.
No, you don't.
Are you sure?
Yes. I didn't like Minish Cap.
That doesn't mean anything.
I think it's
you
prob-
like Ocarina, therefore your opinion. In
But I'm not
regards-
saying Ocarina's
If he hasn't
the
played
best.
it, he should
No,
play
you're
it.
not,
for the
but-
reasons that we don't think it's that great.
Yeah, like I like Zelda game. Like
You should play every Zelda game at least once. I'm just gonna say that.
I wouldn't go that far.
I am not.
I
I think you
played
should.
all the
If
Zelda
you're a
games.
diehard fan, then yes, you should.
I am not a diehard fan. I like very specific things out of my Zelda games. I like the setting, but I really don't like the dungeon format, which is sad because I love Link to the Past. But I don't love Link to the Past for its temples. I love Link to the Past because there's actually more. It's actually more open than it seems.
I love its Ganon fight.
Spoilers!
Shut up.
We didn't know Ganon was in the game.
Neither did I. That was a guess.
But
Ganon knows Spanish in that game.
what?
And Guard.
That's not Spanish.
It's not Spanish?
I'm pretty sure that's French.
En garde? I'm pretty sure that's
I was
Spanish.
not.
I took Chinese, so I don't
I
know.
was pretty sure that was French.
Yeah, it's French.
I thought that was Spanish.
No, I'm pretty sure it's
I
French.
thought it meant.
man.
I thought it was like meant to. I thought it was meant to take posture defense.
Yeah,
in
It
Spanish.
is, but it's
French.
French.
Okay, I had the
You
wrong
were on the
language.
right
then.
continent.
I was on the right path, but I just didn't execute it right.
All you had wrong was the language. Not a big deal.
You were on the right continent. That's all that matters.
That's why I sent you that message that one day. I was like, "Did you know Gannon knows Spanish?"
You
And you were like,
correct him on that?
"Spanendorf."
Well, you see,
All right, I'm realizing that my week is going really far. I probably need to kind of relinquish the baton here. So
I don't know. We've all been having fun, except for maybe Aaron.
Yeah, I like one or two Zelda games. I don't know what.
I love Zelda as a concept, and I love Ocarina of Time if I get to watch it. Which is why there was a playthrough that I tried to do with Jacob, where I was watching Ocarina instead of playing it.
Do we need to tell him when I did?
Yeah, we tried another playthrough, didn't we?
Yes, we did. Didn't last long.
Yeah.
Computer issues again?
I don't remember what the issue
I
was.
think it was computer. I think it deleted.
Yeah.
The files got deleted.
No, that was Twilight Princess.
Oh.
Yeah.
Damn.
All right. So what have you been doing this week?
I've been mostly playing a not Persona game.
Really?
Yes.
What?
The Legend of Heroes, Trails of Cold Steel.
Is that the fucking one with the legendary Mr. Tittles?
It's in fact called the legendary Mr. Tittles.
Fuck yeah.
So it's basically what if you... I was thinking Final Fantasy, but you said Valkyria Chronicles, and I think that's probably a more apt...
It reminded me, the sort of vibe I was getting from like what people were wearing in the art style. I was like, man, this screams Valkyria Chronicles, which funny enough, Valkyria Chronicles 2 I think tried to mooch off of Persona, so
yeah, no, so I've been playing that for the last week, and it's been a time.
Yes, when I'm in the PlayStation 4 party, he didn't try to get Brendan to play it. He just started playing it, and then Brendan's like, "Oh, there's a demo of number 3. I'll play that." And he goes, "I really like this." And he went out and bought. Brendan went out and bought number 1. So I've been in this party. I've been hearing both of them talk about this, and and I watched gameplay. I don't like it, but it's not bad. It's
not for everybody.
It's not for me.
I'll probably shoot a glance at it, but my fucking list is like packed right
Oh,
So
man,
is mine.
My list is full.
When we get the news, you'll see on my list.
My list, I've got the first 3 of them. The 4th one hasn't come out over here yet, but I'll probably pick that up. And
I can't believe
then
there's
I've got
4 of those.
well, it's part of a franchise where there's like 14 of them.
Oh, fuck off.
So I've been making the joke that it's Persona Emblem, and the funny thing is, like,
is there actually a weapons tree?
there's not a weapons tree.
There's
Or
got a
triangle,
shotgun.
Sorry.
I was saying like Fire Emblem because it's got kind of like the same look as like 3 Houses did,
Oh.
and this was how I was explaining it to Brennan
Okay.
because that's the only one he's played. And
Oh,
so,
man.
funnily enough, I looked up the
Nice, older.
series, and apparently this series started in the 80s.
What?
Yes.
Fuck off.
Yeah, the Legend of Heroes series started in the 80s, and I'm just like,
So it's on NES or something?
I think so. I wasn't like looking like too hard at it because I'm like, I'm not gonna play any of these old ones. I just want to make sure
Well,
that
now I want to.
I just want to make sure that these like 4 that are in this mini series aren't part of a larger series. And I'm just looking at them like, wow, so it's like SMT and Fire Emblem. You know, it's old as hell.
Damn.
And
Which means that it's not ripping off well, okay, it is ripping off Persona, but, you know.
well, not so much. It's the only thing it shares with Persona is the school setting.
Oh.
It's not like you have like.
I don't consider that a Persona thing at all.
Well,
I mean, even though every single fucking Persona game, well, yeah, every single Persona game.
like I said, I was calling it Persona Emblem to explain it to Brennan because those would be the 2 games that he would understand it as.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's got S-Links.
Really?
And it's got like quote-unquote free times. Like you can hang out with people during your free time and you get like 4 4 or 5 at any given time, and then
Doesn't Fire Emblem have that too?
well, I think
3 houses.
yeah, but it doesn't like advance the story or anything. Like it doesn't. But yeah, no, it's got sort of S-links, like really light S-links, and it's been interesting. I don't know if I want to go for the platinum on it because that's gonna be another 40 hours. But I've got nothing to do for the next 3 weeks.
I can recommend you some games.
I prefer it if you didn't, because you have recommended me so many.
Yeah, anything else for this
I
week?
failed. I tried Devil May Cry, and you still haven't touched them.
I touched the first one a little bit.
Yes, before I recommended it, and I told you.
I got it
Devil May
nice
Cry-
and lubed up, and then I decided nah.
And I told you should probably start with 3.
I don't want to start with 3. I want to know the things in order.
You don't need to know 2.
I-
2 basically doesn't matter. 1, you can watch a playthrough of that if you don't like the way it plays. But 3 is good, and it just goes from there. You can go from 3 to 4
but
to
you
5.
see, that's 3 more games.
So
So-
they're not that long.
So I did buy 6 games.
Let's
When I bought,
or yeah, okay.
when I bought the Trails game, I bought 6 games all that time.
Okay.
At least 4 of them were RPGs.
Damn.
Because I also got Shining Resonance Refrain.
Okay, that's what?
That's an RPG.
Yeah, I gathered that. I was hoping there would be more.
Well, I don't know what it's about. I only
Alright,
played it for like an
fine.
hour.
Okay.
And then I was playing Berseria at the time.
Mm.
So I need to get back to that at some point. And I'm only 15 hours into that one out of the 100 hours I hear it is.
What is Berseria on?
PS4.
Sweet. I'm grabbing that.
And then-
Well, I'll tell you something in news.
Okay.
No, I know. I'm just,
Alright.
I'm leaving it open.
Alright. Even though that didn't sound like it, but
No, I'll tell you in news. When we get to news, I'll tell you.
all I heard was I'll tell you news, and I'm like,
Oh, sorry. No, I'll tell you in the news section.
Okay, good. Alright.
But yeah, no. So my plate is full of RPGs, and then Xenoblade comes out at the end of the month. And
By the way, we ranked it a 5 on the Cornucopia scale.
wait, what?
What?
It's ranked number 2.
Tom was there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my fault.
But yeah, so my last week has been RPGs. So
Nice.
Something
Aaron?
like that, so was mine.
Oh, but yeah, Pokemon Sword, competitive battling, shiny
Okay.
hunting.
You two should battle each other sometime.
He'd probably kick my ass.
No, I doubt it.
Yeah.
I mean, I get my ass kicked in competitive 6v6 a lot.
Okay, but keep in mind, I don't even do that. So you have an edge on me on that.
Maybe. I mean, I have some decent teams, but none of them are that great.
Yeah, and I put together a Sandstorm team from.
Oh, so you
nothing.
have weather teams.
It interests me, and Sandstorm especially. But anyway.
I have a lot. I consist mostly of hazards, entry hazards,
I will keep that in mind.
U-turn spamming.
He's got edge on you.
U-turn spamming is amazing.
so shaping up.
Heavy
to be
duty boots, Cinderace.
Oh yeah, no, that's
shaping up to be the match of the century when
this is gonna be a.
and when
I
one guy
was gonna
tries
put a
to
Cinderace on my team for fuck's sake.
one
I have a
guy
shiny
tries to set up
Cinderace.
entry hazards, the other guy just tries to bind and paralyze.
So, this is just the one question I have. When you, what is it called? What do you use the bottle caps for?
Oh, the bottle caps. It maxes out.
Well,
One
I know what
IV
it
per
does. I was
Pokemon.
wondering, does it carry over into online?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't know if it was official. I didn't know if it was just for PvE.
Yeah. So if you're doing online, you want to have as many max IVs as possible.
Yeah.
Like, well, okay, it would be fine to have a 5 IV Pokemon. So if that Pokemon's a physical attacker, it'd be okay if his special attack's not a max IV.
Yeah.
And you want to make sure your EVs are also very max too.
Yeah.
That's like very important because like it's level 50 versus level 50. It's as even as it can get.
Yeah.
Items are very important.
Wait, it stops at 50? It doesn't go to 100?
I haven't seen an option for that, but there might be one.
Okay, because
But-
I'm used to competitive one-on-one being at level 100.
If you don't have any max IV or EV trained Pokemon, you're gonna get swept very easily.
Yes. Oh my god.
And then there's options for like no legendaries or if you want legendaries, no items versus if you want items.
Like held items?
Yeah.
Oh, why would you ban held items?
I know, it makes the game interesting, I know.
So you don't get that guy who's swinging around his Mega Rayquaza with Life Orb.
I can't wait till Rayquaza's in the game.
Rayquaza's not going to make it into the game.
He is coming into the game with the DLC.
Fuck off.
They're adding a lot of legendaries.
I thought it was just the legendary birds.
Dude, I finally got somebody to trade me a Melmetal, and it wasn't shiny, but I didn't care because I wanted a shiny Melmetal. It's fucking impossible to get a Melmetal in Pokemon Sword. Because you have to play Pokemon Go to get a Melmetal.
Oh, fuck that.
Stupid.
I mean, I played Pokemon... Wait, you have to play Pokemon Go?
Yes, and you have to get, like... You have to catch, like, at least 40 to 50... Meltans, and to evolve it into Melmetal in Pokemon Go. And keep in mind, Meltan was an event.
Yeah.
So he's not hard to find.
We can't go outside.
Or he's not
right
easy to
now
find.
with COVID.
No.
It's not hard to find. I found like 12 of them over there.
No, they don't
No,
spawn like Rattatas. Like,
just
they're not
hang
easy to
out.
find.
I'll make my home the hotspot.
We're just hanging out.
This guy was like, hey, I don't got a shiny one. I was like, I don't care. I'll take it. I'll max that bitch out.
That's one of the reasons why I don't care too much about this generation of Pokemon, because it's like, oh man, look at all these exclusive Pokemon I can't have for my living decks.
It's not great. Like it was very easy to complete the living decks in that game. There's only 400 Pokemon.
Yeah, but still,
Yeah.
you have to like breed them and all that.
Breed, and then but there's like I'm in a Discord that helps with like with all that.
Breeding is so much easier.
You're one of those
Dude, you can
guys.
get eggs like I fill up my party with eggs like every like
You need murder them.
minute.
You make omelets.
Like every minute, and then there's this thing called the Oval Charm. No, the Oval Charm gets you eggs faster, and then if you have a Pokemon with Flame Body, but that's been around since like the Masuda Method days and shit, and that makes them hatch faster.
Yeah, no, I went through the breeding of I needed a perfect Corviknight and a perfect
I got
Growlithe.
one. I got one.
Corviknight was good for a time and has since fallen off. But I watched a real good Corviknight in action, and I kind of curled up in a ball and realized that I couldn't play like that, despite the fact that it completely feeds into the way I like to play.
I got a perfect Surfetched. He's fucking good. Like, I mean, he first impression can knock out like there's this guy that had a setup Mew, Stealth Rock, Spikes, all that shit with U-turn and stuff. Just KO'd him first turn with first impression because it always goes first.
Jesus.
Boom! His instantly
Yeah,
is
but
done.
that's only on the first turn.
Yeah, and he has leak. It only goes on the first turn, and it has a leak, so it's like a 50% chance of getting a critical hit, I think. It's either like 30 or 50. It's really strong. It's broken. Should be banned.
I mean, there's that, and then there's the hilariousness of using a belly drum.
Snorlax?
No. Worse. Belly drum. It was called. I looked it up, and it was called fucking the Big Chungus, and that just made me giggle. It's Greedent. Belly drum.
Oh,
Greedent
yeah.
is apparently really good because it gets cheap pouch, so you just get all your health back.
I don't remember what berry it is, but I remember people in competitive would use belly drum, Snorlax, and then he has an ability called Gluttony, which once his health gets to 50%, he would eat the berry and instantly get full health again.
Yeah, it was the
and then Heavy Slam and Heat Crash are just broken on Snorlax.
Yeah.
Like, just broken.
But I feel like you'd have to like throw up Trick Room so you didn't get.
Yeah, and then especially if I have a slow team with Trick Room's really good too.
Smooth.
What happened?
It's fine. It's fine. It's
Sorry,
fine.
I'm nerding out about Pokemon right
That's
now.
alright.
Dude.
I remember the days when I used to. nerd out
Unfortunately,
about
I am also in the camp of loving competitive Pokemon.
I really wish Cinderace's hidden ability. I don't remember what it's called.
Libero.
I wish it wasn't. I wish it was in the game because it's like Protean on Greninja, and you can get stab on any move. I would kill for stab, high jump kick on Cinderace. I would kill for it.
That would be amazing.
I would kill for it,
So
man.
if a man dies, it was probably Aaron.
Probably.
The rotate your Aaron, not me.
That's like 150, 160 damage.
It's 130.
It's 130, and how much is it? 10% stab? How much is stab? 10%.
Stab is 50.
It's 50.
Yes.
You
I didn't think it was that much. I
Oh,
thought it was only
it
like 20.
It's always been 50.
It's
which is why Protean and Libero
I've
are
been using the wrong moves.
busted. it.
I should be using Pyro Ball.
Yeah, that move is fucking incredible. It can one-hit KO Corviknight.
I know, because I have a shiny G-Max Corviknight at 6 IV.
You want to hear some bullshit?
With mirror armor.
So it's not even his best ability.
Probably unnerve.
Pressure.
Pressure?
They don't want to hear about
Yes,
pressure
it makes it good for PP stalling. People, it's a good defogger, and with pressure, it can PP stall hazards.
I like mirror armor because people love to use Gyarados for Intimidate. And it's just like, fucking throw that shit right back at you.
That's fair.
Because fuck your lowering attack.
So, Pokemon Let's Go, you know how Fissure is like one of the most devastating moves? If you hit it, there's like a small chance that you wouldn't.
In the originals, it was broken.
There's
but
a
not
small
in the new
chance.
ones.
There's a small chance you wouldn't hit fish.
No, that you would. Sorry,
That's
that you
30%.
would.
30%.
And
But,
then plus 1% for each level higher you are.
But
in later games.
In later, well, is
thought it was
Let's Go
older.
a later game?
I thought he was talking about Stadium.
No, I'm
No,
talking about Let's Go.
yeah.
I love shiny hunting and Let's Go, though.
But I switched out my Pokemon, and this guy who's facing me is a bot, but facing me with a Rhyhorn, and he used Fissure, and he hit my Pokemon with
Horn drill.
Horn Drill. Well, why didn't you correct me before that?
I didn't know where you were going.
It's a Horn Drill. Is that the most devastating move?
Horn drill's another one.
Horn Drill's another one-hit
Fissure, fucking,
Okay.
They're all they're all literally one-hit KO moves.
Okay, I'm not a Pokemon
Fisher,
guy,
Horn Drill, Guillotine.
So he hits
There's
me,
an ice one.
but because
Sure.
Let's Go has the ability of, oh, your Pokemon loves you, so you didn't faint. I got 1 health. I was like, sweet, and I swapped him out.
At that
Yeah.
point, you should have used fucking reversal.
Gen 3's 30.
I used to pull that shit with a sock with sturdy. Take a hit, 1 HP, reversal. That's how I beat Cynthia in fucking black and white. Real. I would just heal it until I would keep healing it to full, and beat Cynthia with being 30 levels lower. It was hilarious. But
Anything else you've been watching or playing?
Oh, besides just, I'm going to call it platinuming really easy games on Xbox. I've been doing that. Still getting around to beating the World of Light and Smash Bros. I'm very behind on that. What else? I've actually been thinking about playing Breath of the Wild again because I just love that game so much. Why is everybody playing Animal Crossing?
Oh, okay, so we'll lead into what I've been playing. I've been playing Animal Crossing.
Like, should I get it? Is it
You
that
should.
great? I've never played Animal Crossing.
it's
Now-
fine.
Now, I told Phil that...
I
played games like it, like Farmville. Like I played that on Facebook 10 years ago.
It's not Farmville. I will tell you that much.
But
it feels like it's
I'm
something.
gonna
Yeah.
say it's fun, but it's shitty at the same time.
It's not shitty.
It's shitty.
It's repetitive.
It's
When your economy tanks 3 weeks in a row.
I did check my turnips. It was only 69, so I was like,
So-
well, I won't.
So you know you can buy turnips on Sunday.
Yeah, when I'm at work.
So I bought turnips
When I'm sleeping.
3 weeks ago for $95,
Mm-hmm.
and literally as the week went on, it just kept going down. It started at 60 on Monday,
Uh-huh.
and on Saturday I was selling them for 42.
Jesus.
And then the next week I bought them again for 95, and again it tanked until I think the Thursday of that week it was 170. So I'm like, oh man, I can't believe my economy finally turned around.
Mm-hmm.
So I cashed in. Then it went back down to 50. And then the next Sunday, I bought them at 95. And again, it started at 60. I had to sell them at 42 today. I have given up on the stock market.
I gave up the first week.
And I'm pretty much out of the train at this point. So I'm like, I don't care anymore. It's really hard for me to care when they're like, oh, go cut trees and get logs.
I just
And it's
got passed now.
and it's
I'm making moves.
go get logs. It's I don't wanna. And I'm like, okay, well, give me an axe that doesn't break. And they're like, no, we don't wanna. You gotta go cut logs. Go talk to the fucking nooks.
I mean, that's the
Get
thing.
another axe.
That's the thing. I don't like breaking tools in Animal Crossing, yet I like breaking weapons in.
Because in Breath of the Wild,
There's weapons everywhere.
Yeah,
I'm opposite
I really hate
of
that
you
criticism
on
of Breath of the Wild, but
You-
for a system with breakable weapons, it works so well, though.
Well, my favorite part is oh shit, I broke. It's a story generator because you break your fucking weapon, you pick up the closest thing next to you, and you keep fighting.
I'm gonna
And
hit you with a
sometimes-
twig.
Sometimes
much.
it's just an arm. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean.
But yeah, no, in Breath of the Wild, it serves a purpose.
Mm-hmm.
It keeps you on your toes and whatnot.
I mean, it serves a purpose in
They
Animal
made Zelda
Crossing.
In
difficult
Animal
again.
Crossing,
It's to use your resources.
it's time management and it's just busy work.
I think there's.
I don't even like craft new tools. I just go over to the shop and I buy a new one.
I
Like,
think
I just
there's-
buy it for $400.
There's
whatever.
certain items that I think shouldn't break, like the watering can.
That's-
No,
I
you're
think
smashing the watering can on the floor. How else do you get the water out?
I still don't get how the watering can breaks. That's so stupid.
And I don't know how. Well, I'm glad, but I don't know why the vaulting pole doesn't break and the ladder doesn't break.
Because then you'd be trapped.
Well, you can call to have somebody come rescue you,
regardless.
which costs money.
Yes, I know.
Yeah, you get
Have you got
trapped.
trapped?
You don't have any money.
No, I just
Oh,
I
I
saw
thought-
it and I clicked on it and it's like, oh, this is to rescue when you get stuck. And that's when I thought that the ladder and the pole vault were gonna break, and they never did.
Well, yeah, I'm glad they don't but you get a recipe for it. And I'm like, okay, and then you can go buy it.
It's for speedrunners. They set up a different account, get the recipe, build a vaulting pole and a ladder, and then they give it to themselves in their new file.
Oh my god.
So they can get it on day 1 as opposed to like day 12.
That
Gonna
doesn't
say,
make any sense.
I get on. I play for maybe like an hour and a half, and right now I beat the game. And beating the game, you have to get KK Slider to come sing you a song. Which, funny enough, he fucking sings the same fucking song that's playing on the music when you're playing the game. All they do is just add credits, and I'm like, mother. Oh.
I just love seeing the
I hate
memes
it.
about a capitalist raccoon.
Oh,
Yeah,
and
it's-
he's
Is he a good guy?
He's a really decent loan, like mortgage giver. It's like pay it back whenever, no interest. You just gotta pay back the amount.
Just
I'll
don't
remi-
leave the island.
I'll remind
You're stuck here.
I'll just remind you every so often because it's my money.
There are certain things I think that I don't know why why you can't continue conversation, why you have to exit out and then go back into the conversation, which I think is complete bullshit. Like when you sit down and talk to Nook, and he's like, "Oh, by the way, you owe me money. All right, conversation done. Now back off." No, I want to talk to you. Oh, you're here? What do you want to talk about? By the way, the shop is open from 10 to 12.
Hey,
Okay,
remember.
that's it.
Remember,
And it's like, no, I just want to continue.
Hey, just remember, we have a special policy in place that we do not buy turnips on Sundays.
Yes.
The reason I ask that is because people in my Discord about Pokemon are always asking about turnip prices in Animal
The
Crossing.
only reason I got
Crossing.
Animal Crossing is because Phil went out and bought it. And I was like, well, if Phil bought it, then I guess I'll go get it. And then I bought it for Jacob because I needed him to get me some fruit.
Yeah.
Go buy me some fruit. I'll get you Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
No, it's fruit in Animal Crossing because it's so.
Oh.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm at 55 hours, probably more than that now. But
I think I'm literally at 280 hours in Pokemon Sword.
if I can recommend
That's
anybody,
about how many hours I have in Breath of the Wild.
if your birthday's coming
Is it more than
up,
that?
No, it's a lot. Yeah, he's got more.
if your birthday.
200 something.
I'm at 100 in
Yeah,
Breath of the
'cause you-
Wild and
we
280 in Sword.
We were quote unquote competing about
Wait till the
your Breath
DLC
of the
comes
Wild
out. I'll
time
double it.
versus my Hyrule Warriors time.
Yeah, because Breath of the Wild is a better Zelda game.
Wait till the DLC comes out. I'll
I
double
had
it.
265 hours, and you were upset about that.
Well, yeah, because then I was like, well, fuck it. This needs to be the most played game I see anywhere.
But-
Third
okay.
favorite Zelda game.
But if your birthday's coming up and you're playing Animal Crossing with the next couple months, I highly recommend that you take a look. Just gonna throw it out there. It's pretty interesting.
I haven't gone. It's not like I can go to game stores right now.
So that's
They're
And
open
that's your
now.
friend, my
Wait, are they? Wait,
Yes.
they're actually like open.
yeah. You can
Yes.
yeah.
Not like curbside open.
Yes. I don't know why they shouldn't be open.
Yeah, you can go to the video games,
'Cause the-
etc.
They might be open in like because I thought Iowa
'Cause
was
it's getting
reopening.
worse.
Mm-hmm.
You can walk in. I haven't gone.
I know like recovery is going up, but the cases are still going up.
The cases are spiking, which is the real problem.
But recovery is also
All right,
increasing.
before
Well, of
hey,
course,
okay.
it's
First of
going
all, I'm gonna have to get you guys off this topic because supposedly
Yeah, no, this is about video games.
No, not that.
It
You-
violates one of the things that we're not
YouTube
supposed
hates
to
when
talk
people talk about.
Yeah, no, don't. Josh hates it when I post shit like that on Facebook.
All right,
Right.
so let's get off this topic.
So,
and go back.
so anyways, so the other thing I've had this week off, and so I watched a full anime of Rosario
Vampire.
Yeah, Rosario Vampire, which I'll say it's not bad. Second season sucked.
I read the manga because I have issues.
The ending.
How many issues? How many volumes?
I don't remember.
The ending.
I don't own them.
Where
Those guys.
one of the characters dies,
Okay,
and it basically in the informed opinion, this is the character you like, but it's a harem. Okay, all the girls for some reason really like this guy, and
It smells like human.
and
most of them just want to eat him. It's fine.
but one of the main characters dies.
Hey,
You have failed to explain something important.
I can't explain it. You
No,
I know you said it's about vampires, so I'm just
It's
like,
about
wait.
more than vampires.
Yes, there's a bunch of.
I just wanted to say I'm really enjoying Aaron over here. Just like
They want to eat him. What?
going on? Yeah, that's cool.
I just heard that and I'm like, wait.
But it ends with, like I said, this character dies, and he loves this character. Basically, this is the first character that you see when he goes to this school, and they fall in love, and the premise is there's this character. I'm gonna give it away. Has two sides, and the one side comes out, and he likes the other side of his character, and.
She's like, please turn 90 degrees to the left. So I can see the other side.
She asked him.
I want your good side.
She asked him, so do you like this other character? Are you choosing her? And he has the fucking nerve to go, well, I don't know. I just want to see her again, and I can't make it a informed decision. I was like, you fucking piece of shit. You loved this character for 2 seasons, and then for the last 2 episodes, you've been moping that she's been dead. She's not really dead, but.
Well, yeah,
And
she's not coming back.
But so that pissed me off, and I always hate harems that do that shit.
I hate harems.
But
what about host clubs?
That's not a manga type, so
There is one of them.
okay. I'm sure there's a manga about a host club, but
You should either read it or watch it. It's really good.
I'm pretty sure it's called a reverse harem when it's a girl being. God, that's so dark.
I'll
When
try
I
to-
really think about it,
way away.
he's watched one, and it's not bad. It's just more cringy than anything.
It is kind of just. It's not for normal people.
well, of course not.
I love the way you're wording it.
And then
It's not for normal
the
people.
final thing that I watched this week was Brightburn, which is reverse if Superman was evil, and so I watched it. The premise is cool. The execution sucked on it, but that's about it. So with that being said, now we'll move into our final segment because we have no questions from the fans. News.
Oh boy.
So that being said, we have a new trailer for The Last of Us 2.
Do we? Oh yeah. I'm signing up for the newsletter. I've gotten like 6 emails.
Those
about it.
bastards at Sony, that's all I gotta say with the leaks.
Oh yeah, so
Copyright.
well, as long as we're not showing it and not telling what happens, we should be fine. Basically, I think they came out and said that it wasn't somebody who worked there. It was somebody hacked the AWS Amazon's infrastructure that they built the games on.
And somehow that leaked all the plot.
Yes.
Yes, because supposedly Last of Us, or the first Last of Us and Uncharted 4 or 3 was on that server. Okay. So they had already hacked those ones previous. So they just were able to get into Last of Us 2.
How did that get to the nitty gritty of like how?
Probably circuits and diodes.
I don't know but that's what I think.
Like, because that's what I don't get. It's like, okay, it was on Amazon. Does Amazon sell digital games?
No, they have they also have a service. It's like Unity and Epic's thing.
What? Unity?
Doesn't Amazon want to start their own gaming service though?
Well, they have their own game, but they have their own infrastructure where people can make games on it. It's called AWS.
They got nothing to lose. They might as well.
So, but I don't know much about that. But that's what Sony came out and said that it was hacked from there.
All right.
It wasn't a
How much money do you think Google lost on Stadia?
I mean,
Probably fucking a lot.
Considering what they've been going through,
But
I wouldn't be surprised.
That was the worst thing I've ever seen. That's like 3DO and like.
Well, they should have been more honest when they launched.
Yeah, I know. It was like everything they advertised it as was
if they would have
completely
called it
wrong.
a beta, I don't think many people would be pissed off.
It was like Virtual Boy bad.
Oh, I wouldn't say that.
No,
Hey,
I
Virtual
wouldn't.
Boy got a whole handful of games.
Wow, yeah.
Dude, games weren't even in
Comparables
4K. Like,
I mean, no, I don't mean like a whole lot of games. I mean like a handful. You could hold the entire library in your hand.
Like as the cartridges
Yes.
or something?
Yes,
in your palm.
About like this many games. People can't see it, but people in the room can see it.
Yeah.
Just stretch out your index and your middle finger and your thumbs, and boom, there you go.
You could make it work.
So, with the news I was going to tell you, Phil,
Uh-huh.
GameStop is running, it'll probably be done by now. Well, it was only 1 day, but then they extended it to 2 days.
It was always going to be 2 days. They'll probably
It probably was.
They'll probably extend it the third day.
It'll probably be a third day. But what it is if you buy 2 games, you get both games off for 20%.
Now, hang on. There are some
right.
They have to be used games that are $20 or less.
Yes. Which is all right.
There's always some type of.
Well, wait.
That's how deals work.
Well, this is it gets better, in my opinion.
Better than the news that GameStop goes out of business? I mean...
That's the best news we can get.
I would kind of prefer them to stay in business.
I would prefer
like
to stay in
buy
business,
physical
too.
Games.
I hate that.
I like collectibles.
I like buying... I agree with you, but you can buy physical games more than just GameStop.
Yeah, you can, but not here.
But, so anyways...
Like, there's one
Best Buy...
I'm not going to Best Buy. That's on the other side of town.
That is true.
Through Target.
Target doesn't have games.
Yes, they do.
Target actually has a worse selection than Walmart.
Okay,
And
what you're
Walmart's
saying,
got
I know what
bad
you're saying.
selection.
GameStop's going to have the best selection of games.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But then...
Because they're a specialty store.
I personally think Video Games Etc. has a better selection.
It depends.
Plus, they treat their
I'll
employees a
disagree.
It
lot
depends
better.
on what you're looking for. If you're looking for current games, you're probably better off finding it at GameStop.
Yes,
If you're looking for retro, then yes, I completely agree with you. I would
but
go to
I'm more in love with finding the weird old stuff. So
But
I do
They have a better
I
retro
do like finding
library.
weird stuff.
I have been fucked over on game prices from Video Game Center to GameStop.
No, that's because GameStop's a giant corporation can afford to be cheap.
No,
And they
there's
don't have a
certain-
good record.
You can get fucked over either way. Like one
Right.
game you can buy at Video Game Center for like $10, and you find it online at GameStop for $50.
Yeah.
Or it could be the other way around. It's
I
hilarious.
mean, that's...
But, so anyways, let me finish this news before we go off on
We
tangent.
get so off topic.
it's fine.
Buy 3 games, you get it for 30% off. Buy 4 games, you get it for 40% off. Buy 5 games, get it for 50% off. And if you continue buying games, they're all 50% off. And it's not just the cheap game that gets 50% off. It's every single game
And they all have to be under $20.
under $20. So I bought 18 games total for $160.
What all did you get?
I got 2 Tales games.
What was the best game you got for $20?
I wouldn't say it's best. I got Far Cry Primal, which, it was...
I mean, I got 10 games.
I
got for
heard
85,
Primal was
so-
fine.
Right.
I got it for free. It was free with gold on Xbox.
But so that's the deal. So if anybody's interested, and they might extend it whenever I put this podcast
Oh,
up.
yes, they'll extend it through the next week.
Yeah, it could. They've been running deals a lot.
They had buy one, get one free. It was like buy 2, get 2 free or something like that right after Christmas, and I took advantage of that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they still got that going.
Those deals are great, but you got to get there quick.
Well, no,
That's what I do with all my Switch
they've
games.
got to buy 2, get 1.
Now I noticed that in the
and I
second.
put a lot of money into that.
The
Buy one, get one's the best because you can literally buy a $60 or like a $50 used game and get another $50 game
Yeah.
for free.
Yeah, it's great.
It's great, but you got to get there quick.
My favorite is, it's not news at this point, it's old. Like, I was wheeling and dealing online at GameStop and I bought like 10 games, but I made sure to do it in different orders so I could get the best deals.
Yeah.
And I got like 10 Game Boy games that I don't even touch.
I don't know why I'm shaking my head. I have like piles of games I haven't played yet.
Yeah, I'm gonna have 2 boxes come in in a couple days of games I'm not gonna touch.
My thing with GameStop is I like the employees. Majority of the employees there,
Yeah.
they're pretty cool. I don't like the upper
some bad
management.
ones.
You
I
know,
still don't like it for what they did to my brother.
what-
Have I told you guys this story?
No, I didn't know. you
My
told
brother
me.
worked for GameStop, and he wanted to get Assassin's Creed Odyssey when it came out, which is a great game, by the way.
Oh, so you worked there recently?
Yeah,
I
and
didn't know
the lady that worked there with him rung him up for the gold edition of Assassin's Creed Origins, which came out a year earlier. Another great game, by the way. I love.
So what you're telling me is he got a great game.
See, but we already owned that game. That's the
well,
problem.
that seems to be your problem for buying a game that you already own.
No, she rang him up for the wrong thing, and she tried telling him that it was his problem and it couldn't be reversed. Like, they literally did nothing to get him the right game. They said what they would have done was gave it to him, because he also owns a PS4. They said they would have gave it to him on PS4, or they wouldn't have given him his full money back, or something like that. I don't remember the full story, but I just know they fucked him over.
I know there was a moment where they had the reward points, and I had a ton of them, and I misread, as I do. I misread that buy a game console. I for some reason my head was, oh, it's a game.
Well, you didn't misread it. What happened is you can only have so much text on the button. So it said buy pre-owned game, and it cut off console.
Oh, that's, yeah. And
they had it right next to the other one that says
Yeah.
buy pre-owned game, referring to the game.
So I went in there and I bought 3 of the points, and I was talking to the cashier, and he's looking at it, and he's confused too. He's like, yeah, I don't know why it's not taking the points off. And then this other guy came up, and he looked at it, and he's like, oh, this is for a console. And he walked away, and I'm not making a scene or anything. And he's like, yeah, reading helps, bro. I'm like, really? What the fuck?
That's just rude, man.
Yeah, that's one of the times that pissed me off. But he doesn't work there anymore. So
Again, I've just never had this type of rudeness of video games, etc.
right.
Yeah, I have.
I
mean, it wasn't
Have you really?
rudeness.
He got gypped off or
So-
ripped off.
I bought Banjo-Kazooie one day. I played it for a little bit, didn't really like it, so I went to Video Game Center. They'll buy in 64 games.
This is 2007 or 8, somewhere in there.
Wait, which Banjo-Kazooie?
The first one.
Nuts and bolts.
The actual first
The
one.
first one, yes.
Oh yeah, you said that's a store game, so what am I doing?
So, I mean, I wasn't a big fan of it. And I walk in there. I'm like, so how much can I get for this? The guy takes it, goes behind the counter, looks at the list, says it's not on the list, proceeds to keep it.
Oh.
So, he said... Wait, so he didn't say what was on your list?
He
They have
said it wasn't on the list of trades that they were accepting.
Oh, but he didn't give you your game back.
And then he proceeded to keep it. And this is like 15-year-old me still.
I think you were younger than that.
Well, it's me being socially awkward. I'm just like, so okay, dude, what happens now? And then we just left.
Like, you just never got it
I
back?
did not get it back.
Fuck.
So I'm thinking one of 2 things happened. One, the guy didn't actually work there. Or 2, he was just being a jackass and he got a free game out of it.
Or he forgot it.
That could be it too, but like
I mean, I don't know. This is also video games, etc. from like
Right, before.
over 10 years ago.
yeah.
So I mean, to be honest, everyone I've run into seems like that I've
Oh,
met
they all seem
really-
cool. I like them.
Like, I like that it feels... Okay, the people who work in video games, etc. seem more in line with the games that I'll play than the people at GameStop.
Exactly.
And that's always been the biggest thing for me, is like, I can talk with them about the game I'm getting, and usually somebody will join in.
At GameStop, it's the complete opposite for me. They're just like, here, take your shit and go.
I
So
mean,
see, I love that.
I
I love when they hand me my shit and I can just leave.
So Jacob doesn't know the manager personally, but he's been in GameStop enough that the manager will sit there and talk to him
Yes.
Yeah.
for like a half hour.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, he convinced me and Caleb to buy the fucking collector's edition, like the one that came to the fucking statue for Skyrim. fucking Dragon Wall with Alduin. I hate that thing. I'm so mad I bought it. It was like $400.
Holy!
Did it at least look nice?
Do you still
It
have
looked
it?
fine. I don't know where it is.
So I'll
right
give
now.
you a shiny nickel for it.
I would give you
I'd rather
some
throw
decent
it away,
cash.
to be
I would
honest.
pay you
Because
for
if
it.
I end up going to your house, I'm gonna fucking see it.
Because Skyrim's a great game, and that would be a nice thing
No,
to
don't worry,
display.
Skyrim
I'll put it behind my
is-
Batman and Dracula figures.
Oh my god.
Well,
Skyrim is fine. The problem is that I eventually learned about Dark Souls, and that filled my thirst for fucking medieval era high fantasy way more than Skyrim ever did.
I still need to play it.
Here's another
Dark
joke.
Souls?
Or not
Dark
joke.
Souls 3. I bought the gold edition of Dark Souls 3 for $20.
It's a decent game.
Here's another thing with video games to GameStop. There was a game called Cartoon Network Punch Time Explosion that came out
Wow.
on the 3DS. Hey, it was a knockoff of the Smash Bros. And I was like,
the ever popular Smash
And
Bros.
it had-
PlayStation All Stars Battle Royale.
and it had all my favorite Cartoon Network characters at the time. So I went out, went to Video Game Etc. They're like, oh yeah, we don't have that for a 3DS. I was like, oh cool. So I think this was the first time I went down to GameStop that I've ever been to GameStop. I was like, hey, do you got this game? And they're like, yeah. So I bought it. And then this was before I was into like news of gaming and stuff.
Uh-huh.
They re-released the Cartoon Network Punch Time Explosion for the PS3. So I went back to Video Game Center. I was like, hey, you guys got this PS3 version? They're like, oh no, we don't have that. So I went down to GameStop. I'm like, oh yeah, we got that. I was like,
yeah, I wonder why.
Hey, it was a very big game at the time. There were 7 people playing it.
I was
hey,
Seven's a big number.
I enjoyed it.
You can't count to 7 on one hand. I'm just saying.
Oh my god. All I'm saying is, when I hear a story like that, I'm like, and this is still why I go to video games, etc. I feel bad saying it, because, like, I get it. There's more to gaming than just the games I want to play. But it's really nice to find a place that likes the games that you like.
I get that. And at least you have some, a logical opinion of. I'm not disclaiming you. There's somebody else. I'm not.
I wasn't. I was just gonna. I had something to add on.
I'm not
to
gonna
that.
name this person, even though we named him before. Hey, who just has a hate boner for the thing, and he has no real reason.
Wait, what? What are we talking about?
I'll tell you off air who it is.
What? You can use a...
He's not gonna listen to this.
Give me a letter.
Okay, it's Brennan.
That was not gonna be my guess.
What does he hate?
Oh,
Everything.
Okay, well, no, that's not true. There are things that he loves that I hate.
Can I tell the story?
You can tell the story.
So, about the time The Sims 2 came out, I believe,
You fucking kidding me?
he goes into GameStop, buys a copy,
Okay.
takes it home.
Okay.
It doesn't work.
Oh.
So, he goes back to GameStop, trades it, gets a new copy, goes home. Doesn't work.
I don't think that's their fault. Then.
Supposedly, he repeats this process at least 5 more times.
Oh my god.
And so now...
It's probably getting the same games. It's just the same 2 games in rotation.
That's my theory, is that he gets the one that he just traded and and he just goes back and he tries it again and it doesn't work. So this is why he has a hate boner for it. He has a 1 bad experience.
No, that's 5 bad experiences, to be perfectly honest.
Well, you shouldn't be trading it in.
No.
I thought it was maybe like his console or something. Just wasn't
Yeah,
like
that's
this.
what I was starting to think. If you burn through 5 copies of the same game, whatever you're using is not working. And it might not be the game.
So I kind of have a story of that myself, because back when GameStop finally allowed you to buy PS2 games online, because for some reason they weren't letting you do it. It was just weird. You could buy like 4 games, and it was like Sing Party or some bullshit like that.
Jesus.
Anyway, so I bought Kingsfield for the PS2, and when I finally got it, stuck it in the system, didn't work.
Damn.
And I was bumming around in my local video, etc. And guess what I found on the shelf? It was Kingsfield with PS2. So I bought that. Went home, stuck it in the system. Didn't work. So now I'm sitting here with 2 dead copies, and I'm like, what the? I've spent a collective $60 on this game.
Jesus.
So I'm finally like, you know what? Maybe if I just clean one of the discs, it'll work. Clean the disc a little bit, stuck it in, it worked perfectly. I'm like, huh? Well, now I'm here with a dead copy and a working copy.
Oh my god.
But I do have a case for it now, so I mean, it all worked out in the end for me.
True. Was I the one who got you into, what was it? It was a third-person shooter by the Yakuza people.
Oh, Binary Domain?
Yes.
Yes, I played that for all of 12 minutes.
That's it? Oh yeah, because you wouldn't fucking platinum it, because you're like, the only way to get the platinum is to
wasn't-
be online.
It wasn't even that, it was just,
It's It's a good game.
I got to a part and I'm just like, I'm not feeling it right now, and I just set it down. And
It's a good game. It is surprisingly good game.
I set it right on top of Assassin's Creed 4, so it wouldn't get too toasty on the back burner.
Okay.
But it is sitting near the bottom.
It's probably black.
It
is sitting on the back burner.
It is a fun game.
The house is burning down right now.
And by fun characters, I mean the French robot. And that's about it.
Yeah, I just remember sliding down the slide or whatever in the opening act.
Yeah.
And that's the last thing I remember. It doesn't help that it's on the PS3.
Yeah, that is true. It's a shooter on the PS3, which is always rough.
Oh, wait, so speaking of binary domain,
Oh my god.
I gotta tell you guys a story when I went in and bought it. So I walk into Video Game Etc. I see Bionic Commando. I read the first 2 letters, declare myself victorious, walk up to the register, and I'm like, I will take this, thank you. And then I got out, I looked at it and I'm like, wait a minute. Hold up, this ain't the same game.
You need to play it.
Bionic Commando? Is
Yes.
that the one where his wife's his arm?
Yes, I'm pretty sure.
But, I mean, I've got that too now, so...
Yeah.
I was only up to $3.
I need to play that game too. Fucking Bionic Commando. The reboot. I played Bionic Commando Rearmed. Decent game.
Stop fisting your wife.
Dude, it's not fisting if she is the fist.
But it's fingering?
I'm glad. I'm hoping we're talking about the same game.
Anyway, alright, yeah, GameStop's running GameStop is running a desperation sale.
Oh yes.
Oh yes.
They've been running since this thing happened.
Oh no, they've been on desperate mode, and it's been disgusting. And this is like, all right, this is not slimy.
It's a fucking pretty good deal. I mean, all things considered.
I wonder why.
Because their backs are against the wall.
You know what? You can take all these games back and get a nickel.
True. Or you can just keep them on your.
Or I
thing.
can
So I don't sell
ignore
games
it,
anymore.
spend more money, but feel good about myself regardless.
I don't know. I feel pretty good on this. I've got 10 games coming, dude.
Yeah, well,
I got 18.
I heard a really personal story from an actual manager of a GameStop about how they handled shit, and I'm done.
Did you see it online?
No,
Or like through
it
word
was
of
an
mouth?
email that came in through a podcast that I listened to. They actually like sent an anonymous email and described their experience, and I'm just like, I was pretty much done with GameStop. Now I refuse to give them my business at all. I'm done.
The only reason I bought Smash from them was because Video Games Etc. didn't have it.
It's rough.
Yeah, like I said, I don't like the upper management of GameStop, but I'll still give them business even after all this. I love collecting things, and it's the easiest way, and this for me the safest way to collect things from them instead of going online, where they don't tell you, oh, it's only this big. You know, you paid $60 for this tiny little thing.
I mean, to be honest, I'm staring right now at. I mean, I bought those in a store, so that wasn't that bad. But I'm staring at 3-inch tall figures of Mega Man, but the Radical.
That's probably why only reason why they're still in business, because of accessories.
Oh
It
yeah,
is 110% because used games stopped making them as much money.
Mm-hmm.
So
I prefer disc copies.
but
I do too.
with that being said,
I thought you were digital only.
That's
Damn
because
it.
it saves me money.
I was gonna close out the podcast. It's
Sorry, he just said something that contradicts things I've learned
Does
from him.
anyone else have any?
Oh, yeah.
That's because it saves me money, Jake. If my brother wants the game, he pays me half for it.
Do we want to talk about the Nintendo leak and shit?
I don't know
What about
anything.
the anime?
You can
The
bring it up
porn?
if you know.
The
What?
hentai?
Wait,
No, not the hentai.
What?
Yeah,
Hold
there's
on,
supposedly.
Nintendo had a massive leak. A whole bunch of shit just got
So
thrown out there.
let's before we go any further, is it any data of your personal that was leaked, or is it just something?
It's all game stuff. Apparently,
Okay,
fucking source code for the 3DS or something. Pokemon source code went out for beta builds of Yellow and Blue version.
I heard about that.
More Space World demos, like because we got the Space World demo for I think Gold, but now like even more Space World demos have come out, and fucking.
Oh, is that what people were talking about when they
I would not
with
wanna-
the early build of Ocarina of Time?
It might have been in there. A lot of shit came out. All I know is that hearing about like Pokemon source code coming out, I'm like, more ROM hacks.
I would now want to see what like an alpha build of like red and blue and green version would look like.
The problem is the way they described it was blue and yellow, which were the later ones, which is why it kind
Oh,
of
really?
me. Yeah.
So did it confirm that there's gonna be some Mario games coming out at the end of the year?
No, it was all 3DS and earlier.
Oh, okay.
Nintendo just pretty much confirmed that we're not going to see Breath. We pretty much already knew because we never released it. Breath of the Wild 2 is not happening this
Supposedly
year.
25.
That's fine.
I didn't think it was
theory on
either.
that it's gonna be the last Nintendo official game
No, I think it's
for the Switch.
I'm thinking it's gonna come out.
Because that's
Until we get the
I think it'll be
fun-
next year.
because that's what they do with Zelda games. There's always one at the beginning and then there's one at the end.
Well, but my concern is that I don't think the Switch. I think the Switch is going to pull a 3DS on us.
Oh, just live forever.
Yes.
Some sort of weird Frankenstein.
I mean, it's better
it's
than
doing well.
them coming up with a new console idea. I'm sorry.
fair enough.
The Switch is a home run on a level that hasn't been seen since the Wii.
Which they needed.
Yes, and
Oh, tell me the
I
Wii you
can-
didn't sell?
I can live
Yeah.
with the Switch existing in perpetuity. Give me more Switch. I will take it. I don't care. It's a hybrid console. Fuck the Switch Lite or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm glad I didn't buy that.
I
almost did.
I saw it and I was like, but the best.
Then
thing
I
about
played-
it,
Then I played Breath of the Wild handheld, and I was like, I could not imagine doing this permanently.
I wonder if they still have Joy-Con drift on the Lite.
I think they do.
Because
I think somebody's mentioned that.
it's
you
funny.
can connect Joy-Cons to it wirelessly, but I mean, obviously,
They're-
you
they're-
don't come off.
With me and then two guys I listened to a podcast. We all had Joy-Con drift within the same week. I was like, that's interesting.
Joy-Con what?
Drift.
Yeah,
It's when the stick doesn't.
Latch into place, and
Yeah,
it
so-
thinks that you're still walking or moving.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
That happens with Nintendo controllers in general. If you're holding,
Yeah, and he's saying it doesn't happen on the Switch Mini.
Yeah,
oh,
because that
You can't do anything about it. If it
I've had my
doesn't
red
work.
Joy-Con
you
straight
have
up just
to
not be
restart.
connected. I've had my red Joy-Con, especially when playing Breath of the Wild, straight up just lose connection.
Oh really?
Yeah. I don't know why, but it just does
Okay,
it.
question for you, and not changing the subject. Now, when you put the controllers back into the system, like if you're
Docking it?
yeah, if you already have the system docked, and you put the controllers in, does it after you turn the system off? Does it charge the controllers? Because
Yes.
Yeah.
I swear I've turned the system off, and the system's been sitting docked. So then I put the controllers in, and I make sure that it's already pushed down, but the left side will always dock.
I don't think it's the controllers that need charged, it's the system.
Well, the system's in the.
If you're playing it
The
handheld.
system charges
No, I'm not-
controllers.
Yeah. But you have to have them both docked.
Because I have the system itself docked in the thing, and I'm playing on TV.
Oh,
And I
okay.
turn it off, and then once I turn it off, then I put the controllers in.
Do you use the, I call it the shell controller? Do you use that still?
I only had the two Joy-Cons. I
Yeah,
don't have
do you
it.
play with the shell? Or
Yeah,
without
the thing
it?
you the piece of plastic that sits in the
Yeah.
corner
Oh yeah,
that
yeah.
makes it a controller.
So you don't have a pro controller?
No,
Okay.
He's a whole.
I was just curious. 'Cause
Great investment.
I swear it's happened to me a couple times where I'm like, I swear I've heard the snap where you put it in.
It's expensive, but it's a
So-
great investment.
So anything else from the
I'm looking it up. Alright, that's just talking about why we have friend codes, which is goofy. All I remember seeing was that there's just a lot. There was. It said it was fucking 2 terabytes of data. A lot of shit got leaked, and that's 2 terabytes of data of stuff that dates back to the Game Boy.
They're going way
it's
back?
not just like this. Okay.
I was talking about blue and yellow source code, dude.
Yeah, that's on the Switch.
I was thinking.
Right.
No.
Wait, you're talking about Let's Go.
The way
Let's go blue and let's go yellow.
The way I read it when you were saying it was that was coming to the Switch and it just got leaked. That's what I heard.
No. This is old to new.
That's pretty. It's pretty scary that just a couple weeks ago they got hacked with the connection of the Wii U and the 3DS, and now that this is coming out too.
I don't know if those were during the same thing, because like I said, a lot of shit got leaked at the same time.
Right. But I didn't hear about that until this week, and that the 3DS, the two, if you want to connect them, that 100,000 I think was how many people got hacked in that. So like
that's Nintendo getting hacked specifically, and that's different. This was a bunch of information getting posted. It was a huge leak as opposed to a breach.
Like people's private information?
Yeah, I remember when it happened, we were being told to enable two-factor authentication.
Jesus.
You might not have. I think it's only people who signed up for the 3DS/Wii U connection between those two, so you can share points.
Yeah, because
I don't think I ever did.
The only thing I would think I'd have a problem with is Pokemon Bank and Pokemon Home, because I have those two connected.
I mean, I wouldn't worry about that. The thing I worry about is your credit card.
Right.
I check it every day. I haven't had anything.
Oh, that's good.
I'll make sure I spend something nice.
Got a bank account app.
Bank account?
Like an app.
If you had to pick four of your favorite numbers, what would they be?
Stop it.
What's your favorite cat? What street did you grow up on?
Those are literally like the questions.
What's your brother's name?
What's your name?
I love the meme. It's just like, hey, if it was just like, if you really trust me, or like, it's just like, post like your credit card. I don't remember how it goes, but it's it's a meme saying about posting your credit card information.
Anybody who still uses Facebook, don't post your child's. What was your child? Remember that a couple years ago, people were posting the day the kid was born, their weight, the hospital they were born in, all that stuff, and then they had to come out and go, oh, by the way, if you post that shit, people can find that on the internet, and then
it's very easy to get hacked these days.
So I'm like, I don't do this. I don't do that.
Or to just find your address. To get impersonated.
But yeah, no, it's just
especially with people like my name. My name is so common.
I can't even find I'm glad I can't find myself on the internet.
Like I'm gonna tell my wife someday. It's like, you know what? I'm taking your last name. I hate my last name.
What was her last name? I'm not gonna say it on there, but what was if you know what your last name is? What was her last name? Was that? Because you have a common last name.
My name is common. Like it's,
both your first and
there's
last
probably
name
there's probably millions of me. Like I'm just saying, there's probably millions.
Yeah.
Like how many Aaron Richards do you think there are?
Jesus fucking Christ! Aaron Smith. I'll drop your name too.
Wow. That could be an alias. He's a John Doe. Who knows?
Yeah, well.
You said my name at the start of the podcast.
I didn't say your last name.
Alright, well, we should probably, before more information gets leaked, we should probably close it now.
Oh my god. Yeah, no, I can't find much specifics. All I know is that a lot of cool stuff.
Anyways, my last name's Knight anyway, so shut the fuck up.
You have to react like they really knew.
Okay. Goodbye, everybody.
No.
Goodbye. I'm forever in the...
No, we're not. I'm closing this out.
Forever in the Hall of Shame.
If you have questions or want questions answered, use the hashtag. Hashtag. God, I was gonna say quarantine.
Yeah, like
we'll find you.
It's gonna be like that's like something their mom would do.
Use the hashtag. God damn it!
Hashtag we're all in this together.
Hashtag Cornucopia Cast, and we'll answer them next week.
Maybe.
Maybe if anybody writes in. All right, thank you. Bye.